Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, guys.
Get that grin off your face.
Good morning,
You think
guys.
you're funny, Skip. You think you're funny. You think it's cute.
Jenny, how are you?
Hi, I'm well.
I tried to warn you.
This some bull jive.
This is some bullshit.
You are smiling a little big.
I can't even take credit for this, actually. This
Skip,
is
this is
like
ridiculous.
beyond ridiculous. But, you know, I do love Diet Mountain Dew.
I know
and,
you do.
You know, it is the breakfast of champions. It is the nectar of the gods, and I want another bottle. I'll take my bottle off this game.
You know what?
I deserve like 7 cases off this game.
I was going to text you and say, Skip, I'll let you buy out for like a 6-pack.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you buy. I wouldn't even
And
take
you know
a
what?
2 liter.
I must admit, I probably would have bought out at that point.
Honestly, you probably would have.
Oh, my goodness.
What are you
This
going
is
to do? Did you
ridiculous.
bring it? Or are we going to get it later?
I'll give it to him later.
Okay. All right, we got a lot to get to on today's show, including that, which we'll talk about. And then, is Russell Wilson worth the big bucks? And are we seeing a brand new Ezekiel Elliott? But we are going to start with the Warriors. Their attempt to go up 2-0 in their series started off very badly early in the first quarter. DeMarcus Cousins possibly tore his left quad on a non-contact play. He will have an MRI today and could miss the rest of the playoffs. Despite that, the Warriors led by as many as 31 points, but the Clippers came back in a huge way. In the closing seconds, Landry Shamet hit a go-ahead three-pointer, and then Steph Curry missed a game-winning 3. The Clippers completed the biggest comeback in NBA playoff history, and the series is now tied at 1. Shannon,
Yes.
How did the Clippers pull this off?
The Warriors collapsed. We've seen comebacks, Skip. And normally when you have a comeback, the team have a team full of superstars. The team that had the lead was playing above their head, and all of a sudden the team that has the superstars, they get hot, they start making shots, and the other team starts to tense up. But we've never seen anything like this. The team that had the substantial lead, the 31-point lead, they're the team of the superstars. The team that made the comeback, they don't have those superstars.
I think they actually have one coming off the bench, but we'll talk about
their best player, if the bench comes off the bench, I will agree with that. And so when the Clippers started to come back, you was like, okay, they might make it close, but are they going to run out of gas? Did they leave themselves enough room? Are they going to be too tired to complete this comeback?
Yep.
I've never seen anything like the Skip. I'm going to be honest. They were up 23. I went to bed. I said, I got this. Got to be a good old. Hey, I felt good, Skip. I said, I got me a good old case of Dew. I said, yeah. I mean, a good old bottle. I think 2 bottles. I get
You
me
were
a 2.
feeling really
Yeah,
confident
2 liters.
when
I'm
you
gonna get me a
went
2
to bed.
liters. So I'm gonna be bragging. To Skip.
Oh, you're going to do a 2 liter?
Yeah, I'll go 2 liter.
Oh.
So I get up about 2 this morning, go to the bathroom, and I look at my phone, and I open my phone, and there's a picture of Lou Williams in the box. I say, why Lou Williams in the box? There was Lou. Skip.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Man. The Warriors collapsed. But I want to ask you something. I know it wasn't in Jenny's setup. I want to ask you something, Skip. I just want to know, can you tell me how the best player in the NBA getting locked up by that prison guard, Patrick Beverly? I heard him playing that Akon song. The guy been locked up, won't let me out.
Were they playing that?
Yeah, they were playing that.
I don't think they were playing that at
A
Golden State.
6'1", the best on-ball defender, pound for pound, inch for inch in the NBA, got Kevin Durant.
I do love watching.
Is it my turn?
Skip. Okay. Kevin Durant should not have more turnovers than shot attempts. Kevin Durant should not have fewer shot attempts than Draymond Green.
Okay.
But what has happened, Skip, he lost all benefit of the doubt. You know, those accumulation of technical fouls by MFing and calling these referees out. Oh, now you know good and well, Skip, when was the last time you seen a superstar get fouled out of a game on an illegal pick? They normally give them the benefit of the doubt on that one.
It should have been called, but I agree, a superstar. James Harden wouldn't have gotten that call.
LeBron James not getting that call.
I don't know. They've been pretty hard on LeBron, but
No,
not like that.
They won't give him a call.
They don't give him, but they don't give him.
Right.
Okay.
So, yes, Skip, that was a collapse of epic proportion. But one of the best signings that's going to go unknown, Skip, is that Bogut. Because you see Boogie's down. Now, just imagine if you didn't have Bogut and all you had big guy was Looney.
Bogut had 9 rebounds in 16 minutes. That was pretty good.
That was
and
pretty
Looney
good.
scored 19 in 20 minutes,
Yeah,
so
but
they picked up the slack.
But the thing is, Skip, they do things differently.
Yep.
Neither one of these guys you're going to really initiate your offense through. Boogie can bring the ball up the court and initiate your offense.
So I have a whole lot to say about my man, Kevin Durant. But first of all, I want to tell you in the big picture that I also turned this game off at halftime, and I thought, you know what? For once on a big playoff night, I'm going to get 5 hours of sleep.
Yes.
And I slept for 1 hour because I sleep restlessly if I think something is happening that I should be in tune with.
Watching, huh?
You knew.
So I woke up in an hour and I thought, I'm not going to turn on the TV. I'm just going to glance at my computer. So I just leaned over and hit the light on the computer. And I looked and it said 4 minutes left, down 4. And I thought, oh, down 4? How could that be? It was a wipeout.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, should I turn the TV on right now and watch the rest of it, or should I force myself to try to go back to sleep? And I thought, if I turn the TV on, I'll jinx the rest of the game because I hadn't watched the comeback,
Right.
and they had been coming back without my TV on.
Correct.
So don't turn the TV on, or you'll ruin the comeback.
Right.
So I tried to go back to sleep, and I just laid there. And then I kind of dozed, but I swear, I had bad dreams about the game. Like the Clippers are losing, something weird, and I slept fitfully the rest of the night, get up at 2 a.m., and I didn't know the score, and I turn on SportsCenter, and I watched the whole highlight, and I didn't know until the end of the highlight, they won the game? I thought it was going to be, I told you yesterday, it'll be a photo finish, like they'll come close.
Sure.
You gave me 10 points.
I gave you 10.
And I thought, with 4 minutes left when I saw the score, I said, I got this. If I got 10 points, surely they can hang in there. So now back to what happened. Doc Rivers has called this team all year the most resilient team I've ever coached. I have told you all year that, I told you before the year, they're going to be better than the Lakers, and they were that. I also believe Doc is having the most fun he's ever had coaching basketball. And he's coached a lot of, obviously, those Celtics teams.
Yes.
They did win a championship in Boston. But I don't think he really had fun coaching that team the way he does this team. And I think this team is auditioning for 2 big max free agents to come join it because it looks like it's having a lot of fun playing basketball, and Steve Ballmer's just going like psycho in the first row, just out of his mind.
Is he a fan or he an owner? Or he an owner fan?
That's the best part.
He's a Homer fan. I don't know what he is. He's out of his mind.
At all times.
So I want to remind everybody that the Clippers were 13.5-point underdogs going into this game last night. And they were down 94-63 with 7:33 left in the third quarter. Think about that. They're down 94-63. That's 31 points mid-third quarter. From that point on, they outscored at Golden State. The Golden State Warriors, they outscored them 72-37. Think about that. 72-37. What have I harped on all year? This is a microcosm of what happened to Golden State at home constantly, consistently.
Yes.
They lost 6 home games by 20-plus points. They lost at home by 35 to Dallas and by 33 to Boston. Now think about that. It happened again, except it just happened in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And the turning point to me, because I watched it back this morning when I was on the treadmill, I just watched especially the fourth quarter. No, I watched the game.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah. 7:18 to go. My little man, Patrick Beverley, stole the ball, if we could see this, from Steph Curry at midcourt, and it changed everything. It was just a momentum shifter. And he stole it and dribbled it up. Look at it. He snakes it from Steph. He goes up, and then he just leaves it for Gallinari to dunk it. And Steve Kerr, timeout. I'm going to stop the bleeding because, to your point, they are collapsing right before your very eyes. Now the Clipper bench is up because their little man stole it from the 2-time MVP in his house. And Steph, listen, I love him, but he hot dogs like crazy. And when he's on, he's doing his mouthpiece and he's floating.
Did you see him last night, Skip? He had it going early with the threes. I'm a bad boy.
I'm a bad boy.
I'm a bad boy.
Okay, all right. So for the Clipper bench, for Beverly to steal it from Steph, and they go get a dunk, that turned the tide. And here they came. And they outscored Golden State 31-13 down the stretch. 31, that's at home. And of course, Beverly fouled out, and then KD fouled out later, but now back to the strategy. My man Kevin Durant wound up with 9 turnovers last night. And just for the record, remember, Golden State at home had 21 turnovers in the first game and 22 last night. Wow. That's 43 turnovers in 2 games. It's going to be hard to win a game like that, right?
15 for Durant in 2 games.
In 2 games. Yeah. But Kevin had 9 last night. Why did he have 9 turnovers? Because he bragged about this at the shoot-around yesterday. He said, hey, let little Patrick come on me. That's fine. Calls him Pat. Let him come to me because every time Kevin touches the ball, a second man comes also. So they're just saying, nope, you can't shoot this. So he said, I love to play beautiful basketball. I love to share the ball. He was taking pride and delight in kicking it to open shooters. Okay? So what you have turned Kevin Durant into is a standstill, feet on the floor point guard. You like that? I don't like that because Kevin is now trying to force the ball to open shooters across the lane. And the Clippers, hey, the Clippers will get their hands on the ball. And there is a new young Clipper. You know what I call him? Big Play Shea. You know Big Play Shea? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, you like him?
The rookie point guard. Yeah. What did Doc say when he sat right here in the seat?
Yeah, he did. He likes him.
He was raving about how long he is. He says people don't understand how long he is. He had 4 steals last night because his arms are so long. He's going to get his hands on Kevin Durant's passes.
Right.
And Kevin had 9 turnovers that just killed them. But worse, Kevin ended up taking only, what, 8 shots? 8 shots? He had only 5 shots with like 3 minutes left in the game. Right. What are you doing? You have to figure out a way to get Kevin Durant going.
You know what he's doing. Pat Beverly.
Okay, but again, they're just saying, no, Kevin, you can't shoot this. Well, now it's up to Steve Kerr to say, we got to figure out how to get him better touches.
Well, here's the thing, though, Skip. Kevin Durant, even though he didn't he had, 8 shot attempts, it's not like he had 13, 14 assists. He only had 5 assists.
That's what I'm saying. So, he was not able to connect with his passes.
If you think about it, Pat Beverly understands how to play defense. He gets Kevin Durant in the post. Kevin Durant's going to do what? Once he receives the ball, he's going to bring the ball in because now he wants to feel Pat's body next to him so he can turn to figure out where to go. And what's Beverly going to do? Get his hand in there, punch the ball away. So now he's pushed Kevin Durant further away from the goal.
Okay.
If you think about it, Skip, 6 of his fouls, 4 of them was offensive.
The last 3 were offensive.
Yeah. And you remember that there was a sequence, and I saw the little recap. There was a sequence in which they got 3 fouls in a total of 5 seconds. So they're going back and forth.
And I do agree. If your last 3 fouls are offensive, the refs are saying, watch this, Kevin. We're going to get even with you tonight, right?
No. Well, I want to hear that. I want to hear that, Skip Bayless. I want you to tell me how the best player on the planet, the last 2 finals MVP, is getting choked out by a 6'1".
It's called double team.
No.
Gotta watch. Double team.
I watch. Yeah, okay. Because, see, you don't say that when Pat Beverly, when they was coming with the double team from LeBron, and he was trying to pass out of it. You told me, LeBron, you got to take little old Patrick. He's only 6'1", and I'm being generous. Now, be generous now. Pat Beverly is the best on ball. I keep telling you, keep on talking about Derek White. Derek White can't hold a candle to that guy flow defense. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
You have no idea
I have a big idea.
You don't have any idea.
I have an Einstein idea.
Derek White is special.
He is.
Derek White ranked #1 at point guard by Kevin Pelton on ESPN.com. #1 defender. First team all defense.
But who does?
Thank you very much.
Who does the players?
Who won at Denver the other night? I don't know. Go ahead.
But anyway,
I don't know. I can't remember. Somebody.
You're right. Kevin Durant, they're frustrating him. He got a ticky-tack foul. He was like 35, 50 feet away from the basket. And he pushed off Pat Beverly, and Pat got there and got up clapping. So, look, and Boogie going down. But you can't give up 85 points in the second half, Skip.
85. 135 for a game is no good. If you're the defending champs, and I've been hearing about what great defense they've been playing the last couple of months.
Well, you feel, but Skip, you feeling real good if you got 50 at the half. You like, ain't no way they getting to 135. They be lucky to get to 100 the way they playing. And the next thing you know, as you mentioned, 17, 18 minutes left in the ball game, they go on a 72-37 run. Well, you're not winning like that. I don't care what anybody says. Give the Clippers credit, because they got close and they were able to close the deal. But this was an epic collapse. This was a collapse of epic proportions.
Okay, but let's center the focus of blame on the guy whose shoulders it should be on the most. Even with Kevin Durant having fouled out, you still had a 2-time MVP named Steph Curry. And we both agreed that his game 1 was as good a playoff game as he has ever played.
They won't ever get that good.
What do I always tell you about Steph Curry? Not clutch. I love him. I loved him before his draft. I said, take him number 1 over Blake Griffin. But I don't love him in big clutch situations. And Mr. Sharpe, what happened right on cue last night, he got his look. He got his switch. He got Montrezl Harrell switched off on him.
Yes, he did.
He got the shot of shots with, 7 seconds left. He's got the shot to win the game, and you just have to make that one. He had made one with 58 seconds left, but that's not ball game.
No.
That's not walk-off.
Right.
This is one. If you hit this, this is ball game. They get one last shot at the other end. And listen, Sweet Lou, whew, you can't, listen, Lou Williams is he is a really special.
You see what they do? He's their best player, Skip. He comes off the bench. So normally when the opposing team starters are going to the bench, he's coming off and he's going against second-tier guys. Yeah. Okay, now you let him get it going.
And so does Montrez. He comes off the bench.
Trez is all in it. He's all in it. He's crashing the boards. He's a heck of a ball player. He's found a home. Wow. I don't know if Houston, I don't know if they should have gave him up, but maybe should have kept him.
By the way, should Magic Johnson have traded away Lou Williams?
No.
Seriously. He's just too good.
He's too good. But the thing is, Skip, Steph was 2 of 7. Clay has
Steph was 2 of 9 in the fourth quarter. Yeah. 2 of 9?
That's not good.
You're going to lose.
But we haven't had that Klay Thompson game either.
He's the third wheel right now.
And so he needs to carry his load. But Kevin Durant, 8 shot attempts is not nearly enough. You can't. They can't win like that. As good as they are, Skip, he has to get his customary 18, 19 shot attempts. Steph Curry's gonna get. Steph Curry, look, you can't stop everybody, Skip. So let Steph. Somebody's got to get their points, but. Kevin Durant, Skip, that's the best player. You told me he's the best player. Okay. Now, if that had
Steve Kerr, you got to get him in the basketball.
He gave it to him.
Iguodala raved about him at shoot-around yesterday and said there's never been a more talented scorer in the history of this league.
Well, somebody forgot to tell Pat Beverly that. Because Pat Beverly got him walking down with his hands behind his back. I ain't said he done something, but I'm just saying Pat Beverly got him locked up. Bucked his head in the car and everything. Don't want him to bump his head on the way up out of there.
I've told you about this Golden State team. They're vulnerable. They're psychologically vulnerable. And when your best player has 2 feet out the door, as the rest of the league and probably the rest of that locker room believes, you got internal issues. You got dissension.
Look, I think all it's going to do is make them focus a little bit more. All it did is the series is going to go a lot longer than probably they anticipated or they cared.
They got 2 battles coming up at Clippers, man.
Yeah.
They're going to be battles.
Well, and that's the... This is the thing that you always try to guard against, Skip. You always try to get a team up out of there because you never know when you're going to suffer an injury. Now, this unforeseen injury with Boogie Cousins, it happened in the first quarter. And so this is why you don't lead team. Well, we'll finish them on our home court. You got a chance to finish them there. You finish them when you have an opportunity to. But this Boogie Cousins thing, Skip, you watch this. This could be a big problem for them.
So may I say, I have met DeMarcus Cousins. I've sat and talked with him. He's a good kid. He's got a big, good heart. I know he can get a little crazy sometimes and a little over-emotional, but I felt so bad for him when I heard it looks like a torn quad, because the torn quad is no good, as you know.
No.
It's the Tony Parker injury. It's the Charles Barkley injury. It's a big, bad injury.
The only thing that he has on his side, Skip, he has youth.
Yeah, I guess
you got to realize Charles Barkley tore his
late.
And
Tony
Parker
did too.
So he has you. But Skip, I'm afraid.
Okay, but remember, DeMarcus Cousins is a big, agile man.
Yes.
Athletic big man who can really move. And he's suffered 2 bizarre, freaky, non-contact injuries. Achilles, as you know, it happens when you least expect it. You're going nowhere doing nothing. And all of a sudden it just pops.
Just gives.
Okay? And that happened last night. He had stolen the ball, and he went after it over on the side. And I don't know who can explain this. Your quad just completely rips apart? Really?
Yeah.
Well, God bless you, man, because what I feel bad about, this was his first ever playoff run with obviously a prohibitive favored team, and he made it 1 game and 3 minutes into his first ever playoff run.
Right. I just feel bad, Skip, because, he took the $5 million to go to show everybody that, yes, I'm healthy and I can play a team style or a team brand of basketball. And unfortunately, here we are again, the same thing. I'm afraid, Skip, that big payday is going to elude him again, at least for another year.
Well, he auditioned pretty well. He had his moments.
Skip, he got a torn quad. He got a torn quad. I can't give you max money. I can't give you big time money.
Yeah.
You are big, and you know the bigger you are with these kinds of injuries.
I agree.
He's not a 6'2", 185-pound guard. He's a 6'10" and a half, 275-pound big man.
He is a big man. Will they be okay without him? They had to change the way they played with him.
Yes.
They had to sort of rotate around him. The offense was actually sort of going through DeMarcus, and it was a new deal for them. Now they go back to last year and the year before. They go back to KD as the center of the universe. And Bogut was a good pick. It was a crucial pickup for them to have.
Crucial.
Okay, and Looney, and they just mix and match big men. It will be different. Will it hurt them? I don't think it's a huge loss, but.
I didn't. What did? I mean, I heard that Steph. I heard him speak. I heard Klay Thompson. What about the best player? Did he speak? Hold on, did he speak after the game?
Are we talking about the guy who won the MVP the last two finals?
So, yeah, that guy.
That guy.
The guy that so I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correct. So as long as you win, you can talk to the media. But if you're a part of a 31-point collapse of epic proportion, the largest in NBA history. And they've been playing NBA basketball for a very long time, Skip Bayless.
Okay.
Where was he? You got to talk, Skip. That's all a part about being the face of the NBA.
Okay.
That's all a part about being the best player in the game, Skip Bayless. Come on now, don't do that, Skip. Because you know, if that had been LeBron,
he would have thrown every teammate and every coach under every bus. Every bus.
See, if that had been
LeBron speaks the wrong way.
No. If that had been LeBron, you'd have been tweeting at 2:45 this morning.
I would.
I know you would have. But that's why I need that energy with.
That is true.
And then he was, and Cam said, let him just play ball. Okay, we let you play ball. We didn't bother you. But now when you come off the court, we need answers.
Well, we're about to find out what Kevin Durant is really made of.
What he made of?
Well, we'll find out.
No, you told me he made of the right stuff.
Well, I saw it in the finals in 2 Game 3s in the King's house, back to back.
So what was the King doing?
The King is getting excommunicated, is what he's getting. He's
doing something else. Draymond didn't talk to the media.
Oh, no. Whoa. Everybody got so much to say. All these podcasts, everybody got a podcast, boardroom. Everybody doing all this talking. Now don't nobody want to talk to nobody.
After the game, one thing, the Clippers, they're not going anywhere. And they are not scared of this group.
They are not.
Get them,
They're
Doc.
not afraid of anybody.
And I think
Way to go,
we
Doc.
need to remember that there's no going to bed early when these two are playing.
Does
Russell Wilson deserve to be the highest paid player in football? We'll discuss that next. Don't forget, you can check us out, listen every day on the Fox Sports channel on SiriusXM. More to get to. We'll be right back.
No mercy.
Russell Wilson just got a whole lot richer. He set a deadline to get a contract extension done by midnight last night, and he got it. The Seahawks reportedly gave Wilson a 4-year, $140 million extension with $65 million guaranteed. The deal makes him the highest paid player in the NFL. He then announced the contract in a, I'm going to call this unique way with his wife, Sierra. You got to see it.
Hey, Seattle, we got a deal.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. But I'm going to see y'all in the morning.
Good night.
Time for y'all to go to bed.
Finally, we can go to sleep.
Was that a unique way to announce it? Shannon, are you surprised by the deal and maybe the video too?
Yes. Well, the thing is, Skip, here's the thing. I said I didn't think it was going to get done because I was looking at it from Seattle. Now, they've been talking about this, but it appears to me they didn't view Russell as a top-tier quarterback, which you and I talked about yesterday. I said Russell sees himself as a top-5 quarterback. He's going to want that kind of money. They viewed him more of the lines of, Kirk Cousins. And he's like, nah, I'm not doing that, bro. Y'all going to either make me this, y'all going to either do this, or I'm going to get up out of Dodge. And when the rubber needed to meet the road, they came through with flying colors.
Did they?
Look, sometimes you have to place a person's feet to the fire to make them make a decision. You see, Skip, I look at Russ, and Russ has really never been given the credit that he deserves. It was always the Legion of Boom. It was always the running game. But as these things dissipated around him, Russ improved. He got even better. You take his, Russell Okung gets injured, you leave him until they got Dwayne Brown. You don't have a solid left tackle. The running game with beast mode, he leaves. You don't replace that. You take Jimmy Graham away from him. You keep taking all these things away from him, and he keeps succeeding. So he's like, okay, now I need you guys to compensate me. They didn't want to compensate him the way he felt he deserved. So he had to make them make a decision. I'm going to give you an April 15th deadline, and, that should be fresh in everybody's mind. You know what happened on April 15th. They got a little extension, Skip, because I think it went past the deadline.
Yeah, somebody's looking for you today.
They don't know where I'm at. I've moved. I got like 3 or 4 addresses, so they'll never be able to find me unless you tell them what time I come to work, and then they'll be waiting for me.
Yeah.
But look, the thing, when you look at him, he has the highest yards per attempt. I didn't know this, of any active quarterback. Let that sink in. Russell Wilson, highest yard. So he ain't like somebody else we know, so somebody else definitely ain't going to get this kind of money.
We'll talk about that.
We're going to talk about nothing. We'll need to talk about it. He's been in the top 10 in pass yards per attempt 6 or 7 seasons. The only time he wasn't in the top 10, Skip, was 2017. And guess what happened then? He led the entire NFL in touchdown passes. That sounds top tier to me. Now, would I say he's a top 5 quarterback? Do I think he's as good as Rodgers or Brady or Breeze or Big Ben, Pat Mahomes? No. But that next 5, he's going in there with Matt Ryan. He's going in there with Andrew Luck. Oh, absolutely.
Okay. My turn.
Yes.
I told you from the start, this deal will get done. You have made the case very strongly twice that this decision would hinge more on the career of Russell Wilson's wife. You said that
she didn't look too enthused.
I thought she was very. I don't think she was actually very sleepless in Seattle last night. I think she slept great. Right.
Well done. Well done.
You go upgrade that ring, Skip.
Okay. So here's the point. So, did this prove that he wears the pants in the family, or did it just prove that she said, "Take it, Russell. It's just too good"? Because he hit the lottery, man. I didn't think he'd get this.
And that was the thing.
Okay.
So you didn't think he was going to get this. If you didn't think he was going to get it, did you think he was going to be there? Because this is big-time money.
They just said, we're stuck. We got to do this.
You got to.
So look at what he got. He got the largest ever average annual. He got $35 million. Next is Aaron Rodgers at $33.5. He got the largest ever guaranteed money. He's got $107 guaranteed to Matt Ryan's $100, Aaron Rodgers $98.7.
Wow.
He got the largest active signing bonus. He got $65 million to sign. Aaron got $57.5. So he just broke the bank, broke Seattle's
you can't turn that down.
Okay, you can't turn it down.
I'll be in your recording studio in the house. Well, we can't leave this.
Yeah, so I looked it up. Sierra's worth $20 million, it says. That's her net worth, $20 million. Not bad, but it's not this. I think she's going to be just fine. I think they're going to be just fine in Seattle. Seattle-based. I think she's going to be just fine. Okay, so what did they do? Well, they probably cost themselves some good defensive player. I don't know if they're going to trade Frank Clark or what.
I'll let Seattle worry about that.
Okay, all right.
You weren't worried about me when you took everything around me and I still performed, so I'll let y'all figure that out. That's what I think John Snyder is.
Yep.
Yeah, Snyder and Pete Carroll. Y'all figured out. Y'all smart.
So what did I say when we were ranking him? I said he's bottom of the top 10 to me. He's somewhere like 9 or 10. So if you average his QBR over the last 6 years, including the first year in which they went and won the Super Bowl, he's averaged 10th in QBR. So that's about right. But if you look at the 3 years, the Super Bowl year, if you go 2013, 14, 15, he averaged 7th in QBR. The last 3 years, 13th in QBR. So he has gone down some. Why has he gone down? Because his rush yards have dropped some.
Right.
And remember, QBR takes into account all your impact on the game, including your rush yards.
Correct.
So after age 30, and he's now 30 going on 31, will he be able to run the football? Would he even think about running the football the way he used to? He will not.
No.
Because you can't stay healthy. And by the way, he's never missed a game.
Right.
But he's been beat the hell up, man. He's taken a lot of punishment.
Especially with his style of play, like you mentioned, he was a running quarterback. Now, he's trying to get away from that, Skip, but a lot of the running that he did over the last couple of years have been out of necessity because his offensive line has been trash.
Okay.
So he had to run to escape for his life.
Okay, but he is a top 10, even though bottom of the top 10 quarterback. Yeah. And they don't grow on trees. No. You can't go pick one, find one, say, snap your fingers, I'll go get that guy. So Seattle just sat back and said, you know what? we've got a guy who's a proven winner here, and he put up career numbers. He career best touchdown passes, 35.
Right.
Tied his career low in interceptions, 7. Let's just close our eyes and do this. The going rate for quarterbacks right now is that.
No.
Okay?
No. That ain't no you close your eyes. That's a good-looking girl.
Okay.
You keep your eyes open and kiss her. Okay. That ain't no ugly girl that you close your eyes like I'm just doing this just cause and hope it turns into something beautiful. No, Russell Wilson is a great-looking girl.
If you know she's going to cost you $107 million guaranteed, you close your eyes before you kiss her.
No.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
do.
do. Because that's a lot of money, man.
Okay. You can go in the draft and get your quarterback, and he probably gonna cost you $1 million or $2 million. How you feel about that? When you got to puck up like, we in for, ooh, child, I can't believe I let that go for you.
Okay, so they went with proven.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Just pretty good.
No, Skip, he ain't pretty good. Stop that.
He's just pretty good.
No, he's not.
He's not great. He's not top 5. They gave him top 1 money.
You're right.
Okay?
Skip, that's what happens.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers got the money he got with 2 years. This dude is at the end of his contract, so Aaron had this year and another year, and they gave him top money.
Okay.
Aaron, he got to get this. It was an absolute must.
Well, I guess they thought they had to acquiesce and collapse and fold at his deadline. They gave in. They crumbled.
They did.
They said, okay, we give up, we give in, we give you everything, right?
Well, you didn't have to.
Okay.
You always got a choice. But my grandpa used to always say, boy, the devil you know is better than the one you don't.
Yeah.
I
don't think he was the first to say that.
No, I know he wasn't, but that was one of his favorite quotes.
All the other ones are original, but that one was not original.
But guess what, Skip Bayless?
Yeah.
You know what Russell Wilson is. You might say he's bottom of the top 10.
Yeah.
But that's better than
He's still top 10.
Yes.
I give you top 10.
I know who's not in the top 10, don't we?
You know what? You mean the guy who... Wait, you brought it up.
Like,
you opened the door. I'm going to slam it in your face.
Okay, what happened?
My guy beat your guy, Russell Wilson, in a playoff game. He had a QBR of 74 to Russell's 70, which is really good, 70, but that 74 is big time. And my guy, Dak Prescott, made all the biggest plays down the stretch and won the game because Russell Wilson ran into a buzzsaw. And he did benefit last year from the #1 rushing attack in all of pro football.
Your guy, you had that.
And what happened?
All I know is my guy.
But my defense shut down your running game.
But my guy, by the time he reached year 4, had already gone to the Super Bowl twice and won it once. Okay. That's what my guy had done.
Was he carried to the Super Bowl by the Legion of Boom? Yes, he was.
If your guy goes, that's what's going to carry him.
It will
that
not.
Running game.
He carries himself.
The running game.
He carries the team. He's the playmaker.
Don't do that, Skip.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Sorry.
Because we saw what happened when Zeke was not running. Remember?
Who made the biggest plays in the playoff game? Head-to-head, who made the biggest plays?
Oh,
my quarterback.
First of all.
Legs and arms.
First of all, quarterbacks do not play head-to-head.
Yeah.
So
well, they kind of do in this.
Okay, well, then Jared Goff outperformed your guy then, right?
He did not.
Yes, he did. Who won? Who made the biggest play of the game?
I thought my guy made more big plays than Jared Goff.
On 3rd and left.
It was an epic collapse on the part of my defense. Where
See,
was the wolf hunter?
I don't know.
He was queasy on the sideline.
Curious.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But Russell Wilson, this is what happens, Skip. When you let a guy get this deep into the contract,
all right.
You know, and the price is going up.
It's going
so
up.
So what do you think my homeboy gonna get? Because what he's done is unprecedented. We've never seen somebody in this era win the MVP so quickly. So if Russell Wilson got 140 over 4. My homeboy about to get 2 bills. He about to get 2 bills.
Maybe they should just offer it to him right now just to keep the bar down a little bit. Just go ahead and pay him now.
Honestly,
and he about to get the moment he signed his name, $100 million. $100 million. He gonna get by 125, 130, fully guaranteed. He about to get a $200 million deal.
All I know is that Sierra's got to be really happy today.
Hold on. First of all, Skip Bayless, she was Sierra before she met Russell Wilson.
Okay.
And she ain't changing her last name to Sierra Wilson. Oh. She's Sierra.
Are you
she got
sure
one
about
name.
that?
She got one name.
I don't know what legally she signs.
I don't know.
She go by C. That's what they call her, yeah.
Really? Okay.
So hold on. So she had her identity before Russell. Now they do make a cute couple, and I'm happy for them.
They looked really cute.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. I'm always happy
like
for them.
we were seeing a lot.
Yeah.
They were really snuggling.
A couple that snuggles together stays together.
I was like, should we keep watching this?
I don't know. Where's this heading?
Yeah.
I don't know.
On purpose?
A couple that one party gets 140 million will stay together.
They'll be just fine. They were celebrating on yachts over the summer.
Yeah.
They'll have more money for
and that costs money. Yeah, I got to get big money. I got to fly private now. I got to get on yachts. I got to go take down a hotel, 5, 6 stars. That's about 10,000 a night. So I need this kind of money.
Yeah. But in the end, more money, more problems.
No, and I want them kind of problems. I don't know about you, Jenny, but I want them kind of problems. I love the problems that money brings. Because guess what? I can pay them.
You can pay off
Those are the good problems to have.
Yeah, just like Uncle Sam called. He's like, hey, you got that for me?
Okay.
There you go.
I hope they don't find you.
You know that commercial we did where you turn on the lights and I'm sitting here?
Yeah.
Next time you turn on the lights, an IRS agent's going to be sitting here waiting.
And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut the light right back off in here. Right back up.
And run away?
Right back out the bill. I'm going to take off running. I ain't got it.
No mercy.
LeBron, a few problems for him. Mainly, he's not in the playoffs for the first time in 14 years, so on paper, it seems like he has some free time. Well, Charles Barkley wants him to join the guys on the TNT set. You gotta hear this.
LeBron James, come into the studio. You ain't got nothing to do. The playoffs started yesterday. You got free time. I know you got to pick a coach and a general manager.
He's picking it?
Oh, I know you got to pick a. Just put that on the back burner. Chuck is begging you. Like I say, you ain't got nothing to do. Hey, listen, you can pick up a coach and a general manager later down the line.
We can help you do it.
We can help you do it.
We can help you do it.
Come on, we can help you pick out a coach. Listen, Shaq knows because he was a Jordan coach. And Kenny's been interviewing for coaching jobs the last couple of years. So come on in, LeBron.
My favorite is when he says, you ain't got nothing to do. So LeBron responded yesterday, tweeting, Sir Charles, I actually do have a ton going on, but I may take you up on your offer. We shall see. Hashtag King in studio. Shannon, will LeBron do it?
I don't believe so. Because the thing is, Skip, here's the thing. The biggest thing about these shows, what you and I do, what Charles and them do, it's unscripted. So you have no idea what they're going to ask you. And you know the Anthony Davis situation is coming up. You know he and Luke Walton's relationship is coming up. And then you also have to critique and you have to offer an analysis of players that's currently playing that might be joining you.
Yeah, that's
and if you notice LeBron, hey, LeBron love playing with everybody. There's not a guy that LeBron said, no, I can't play with him. So he's always positive. People don't want to hear you, oh, yeah, he good. Oh, he's great. Oh, he that. No. That's not what they want. And so LeBron would all of a sudden, he would be out of his comfort zone of having to offer a harsh critique publicly of a potential player or players that might play with him. So I don't see him stepping into that role, into that arena. Because we see a lot of times, Skip, especially quarterbacks, they like quarterbacks are big high-profile players. In the NFL playoffs, you'll see players offer critiques, but you don't see Tom Brady. You don't see these top quarterbacks take that role because they don't really like to offer harsh critiques publicly. Now, I'm sure they've said things behind closed doors that, like, wow, now that would be something if they said that on air. So that's one of the reasons. And first-class ticket ain't going to be able to do it, Charles. LeBron got a G6. First-class ticket ain't going to cover that flight. Not from Cali. So if you got about $45K to gas him up, he might be willing to do it.
How much would LeBron want for one appearance?
I was thinking about that.
$5 million?
Oh, yeah.
How do you even pay him for something like that?
Yeah. But hold on, LeBron, before you go on TNT, you come sit with your boys over here.
There's no way.
You don't know. Will you stop saying there's no way because he watches the show. As a matter of fact, I talked to him the other night. I talked to him the other night. He said he watches the show. He say sometimes he don't agree with what you have to say. But before you go on TNT, LeBron, come talk to your boy at Undisputed.
I would love that.
That'd be amazing.
You know what? In that same vein, I dare LeBron James to go tell Charles to his face what he told the media about Charles back in 2016 on January the 30th. Do you remember the sequence of events? because LeBron just lambasted him. He laid into Charles, and I'm good with it because Charles had laid into him. And yet, just once, because on that night, LeBron said, I'm tired of taking this from Charles. There's a new sheriff in town.
Right.
Okay? New sheriff, go face him. Go let him have it to his face. Would that not be sensational TV? You want to talk about ratings?
No.
Okay?
That's not LeBron.
Okay? But is it LeBron? Stand up for yourself, because when Charles invited him on, that was all sarcastic. That wasn't good-spirited. He said, I know you got to go hire your coach and your GM. That's a shot.
Right.
Okay?
So and you got nothing else to do.
You got nothing else to do is a shot.
It is.
Okay? Yeah. So I didn't take that as a heartfelt Charles saying, I know we've had our differences, but come sit with us and let's just talk ball.
Right.
There was no talking ball there. There was no offer like that.
Right.
So if you went on there and you chose, because you could take over that stage, you could put Charles in his proverbial place if you chose to. I would respect that. And the irony of this conversation for me is Charles has, so to speak, killed me 100 times in public by using the kill word, like he would like to kill me.
Yeah.
I have agreed with Charles Barkley on only one issue in my whole life, and it's LeBron James, because to Charles's credit, he has stood up to LeBron again and again and again, because remember what provoked it. We were at the Super Bowl in Houston 2016 at the end of the year. So it's in January of 2017. And the Cavs had just lost at New Orleans, and LeBron went off on his team by saying, we're top-heavy as you know what. Yeah. Meaning it's Kyrie, Kevin, and I, and nothing else.
Right.
And he said that night, I hope this organization isn't satisfied with what we're, because they were the defending champs. They had shot Golden State coming from 3-1 down.
Before Tiger was the best comeback. Before Tiger did what he did.
You could make that case. But he's saying to his GM, David Griffin, and he's saying to the rest of the team, we don't have enough to go compete this time, to go contend. So Charles just goes off on him a night later and says, inappropriate, whiny, all of the above. The Cleveland Cavaliers have given him everything he wanted. They have the highest payroll in NBA history. That's Charles on LeBron. And LeBron waited a few nights. They lost in Dallas, and he had prepped. And he let loose on Charles Barkley. He went Wikipedia on Charles Barkley. He looked up all the dirt on Charles, and there's a lot of dirt.
Yeah.
And it's real, it's true. Yeah. He didn't have to exaggerate a bit of it. And he said, I'm not going to let Charles disrespect my legacy like that. I'm not the one who threw somebody through a window. True.
True.
I never spit on a kid. True. I never had unpaid debt in Las Vegas. I never said I am not a role model. All I've done my entire career is represent the NBA the right way. 14 years, never got in trouble, respected the game. Print that, said the new sheriff in town, LeBron James. Whew, what a salvo back at Charles Barkley, okay? And then he ended it with a pretty personal shot. I know Charles has wanted to retire for a long time. He's stuck up on that stage every week, meaning he's got some debts to pay.
Right.
So he's got to keep earning that check. Okay, that's getting personal. And then Charles had one last hurrah, one response on a Chicago radio show the day after. And Charles said, I'm not going to make this personal. I'm never going to get personal on an NBA player. I was laughing when he said that. Clearly, he did his homework. He Googled me and found some things. So I appreciated that, but I'm not upset about it. My criticism was fair, and I'm good with that. Charles' criticism was fair. LeBron was in the right to fire back, although I thought he got more personal. But there's a lot of personal there if you want to get personal.
And that's the thing, Skip. Look, and I don't think there's any love lost. I don't know if there's, I think you can respect someone's game but not personally like them as a player. And you might say something for me, the thing that I've learned is forgiveness, compassion. And I believe LeBron can forgive Charles for what he said. Do I want to be in his vicinity? Do I want to sit at the desk and pretend like he didn't say this or nothing happened?
Okay,
Probably
is it possible they have sort of, so to speak, kissed and made up off air somewhere down the trail? I don't know.
No.
LeBron's MO is usually to protect his brand and to play nice guy.
Right.
And it's the old thing I tell you, keep friends close, enemies closer. So he would want to keep Charles closer even than a friend.
Interesting.
And try to buddy up to Charles, and they'd sort of yuck it up on air and have a good time,
But
talk
that's
ball.
but here's the thing, though, Skip. You know, when we have guests out here, we have an idea of what they want to talk about. but it's unscripted.
Is it?
They don't really know what you're going to say, and they definitely don't. They have no idea what the hell I'm going to ask or what I'm going to say.
Because I sure don't.
you don't. I mean, sometimes they don't know, but you can't see Skip all the time when I'm actually getting ready to say something, and he's like, I hope he don't get us kicked off the air.
Oh, I see it too.
Or we're going one direction, all of a sudden Shannon just changes the subject, and we go way over here. What?
Yeah, Jenny. I mean, I see Jenny, like, when I go back and watch it again, I like Jenny be like, oh,
we're going there. Yep, we're gonna do it. But that's why we do it.
But he coming down to Undisputed first. He ain't doing no other show. He gonna come see his boy first. That'd be the first thing. He can sit.
Once upon a time back in like
side by side.
2009, 2008, when I was at ESPN, we had it all set up. We were going to go to Cleveland and do a whole show with LeBron after a game. We're going to tape it and air it the next morning after a Sunday afternoon home game. Right. And it became a big negotiation about this and that, what you can ask, what you can't ask, how it's going to be done, how it's not going to be done, and it fell all apart. Really? But we had it. It looked like it was going to happen for a while. But I would love for LeBron to come in. Yeah. And he could say whatever he wanted to say.
We could do it from his backyard.
We could do it in his backyard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Works for me.
But no vino, no.
Yeah, we got to have that vino stuff.
No?
That's fine, too.
Yeah, Jenny. You didn't know? Oh, man.
I didn't know
Jenny,
that.
a straight wine and cheese gal.
Really?
Why not?
Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Wally's.
Time for wine.
Wally's on the reg, Skip.
Can't give away my location.
Watch on IG.
Get a couple glasses in LeBron, you never know what he might say.
Never know.
Could
be a good television.
Well, is it gonna happen or not? It's up to you.
I will put a word in. You know, I don't do all that stuff publicly.
You're the driving force
I go behind the scenes. I work,
Okay.
What is it, Geppetto?
What is that?
I work in my magic behind the scenes, Skip.
Okay. Your nose is gonna grow.
No. I'm working now. I'm working behind the scenes.
Okay, you keep us posted if there's anything we need to know.
I want to see LeBron go after Charles. I just think it'd be great.
We don't do that.
Well, just have
That's
the guts.
above. We don't go after anybody. We don't Skip. Once we come on the show, we're gonna be respectful. We're gonna sit here just like he wouldn't go if he came on here. He's not gonna go after you. That's not his MO. No, he's not.
He's welcome to go after.
He would staunchly disagree with some of your criticism that you've labeled on him.
It was a good point, though, Skip. I hadn't thought about the history between the two, and let's just see.
Man.
Let's get them doing all the sets. That'd be fun.
No, you can only do one.
Can't wait.
Only one.
Just us.
Yeah.
Is it time for the Cowboys to pay good old Ezekiel Elliott? Actually, he might have something to say about that, too.
Yes.
We will discuss next.
No mercy.
So Cowboys fans and Skip are going to be happy to hear that Ezekiel Elliott is not holding out. Zeke showed up for the start of the Cowboys offseason program yesterday, despite a pending contract extension. He has definitely earned some extra cash since he's led the league in rushing twice in his first 3 years in the league. Zeke is entering the final year of his rookie deal with a team option for 2020. So, Shannon, what does this say about Zeke?
I believe it says that Zeke is operating in good faith. The one thing he knows about Jerry Jones, who supported him when he was going through his ordeal, Skip, is that Jerry will take care of his guys. And I believe Zeke is operating, saying, look, Jerry, you know what I've done. I've led the league 2 of the first 3 years I've entered the NFL. And the year that I didn't lead, I averaged more yards per game rushing than anybody else, which means had I played the entire season, I'd have been probably the first guy to lead the league in rushing his first 3 years in the NFL. Maybe Jim Brown did that. But he's operating in good faith. He wants to show Jerry, I believe you'll take care of me. I'm going to show up. The difference is, and they say, well, DeMarcus Lawrence stayed away. Well, DeMarcus Lawrence was franchised. He felt that they weren't operating in good faith. I had performed the contract, not take care of me. It would be interesting to see if they don't get something done this year, whether or not Zeke shows up next year. But I believe they'll take care of Zeke. I believe they understand, Skip, with the workload they're putting on him, Zeke is only going to probably carry the ball like this with this productivity, 3-4 more years?
Yep.
So you want to maximize that, keep him happy, let him run you to a Super Bowl, possibly. So I believe that's what's in play here. He's operating in good faith, knowing Jerry stuck behind him when he was going through what he was going through, believing that Jerry will take care of him.
I agree with everything you just said, and then some. What a great example he set yesterday, showing up for pretty routine OTA workouts, drills. Just set an example for the rest of the team. I'm here because I believe He believes this could be a special year for this football team. I believe this team has a chance to go win it all this year. I do agree with you that because Jerry believed in him and stood by him, he's going to give Jerry the benefit of the doubt here. And remember, when Zeke was under attack from the NFL through the 2017 season, Jerry hung with him.
Yeah.
Jerry defended him publicly, privately, and I still think he was wrongly suspended for those 6 games.
And was willing to go to war with the commissioner.
He was.
You're right.
He was. And I think he won a lot of respect, deep respect from Zeke. And Zeke won a lot of respect by walking through that door yesterday and saying, I'm here, let's get started on next year.
Yep.
And you're right. He's put up huge numbers. And by the way, he led the NFL in touches last year, 381. He had career high in targets, receptions, passing yards. So he was doing it all, and he was sacrificing his body for the cause.
Right.
So to your point, he is a high collision runner. He will run through brick walls on 3rd and 1, except for that one bad
Oh, that
call.
fourth. That was no 31. Don't do that, Skip. That was a fourth and
I
a
know.
foot. He could have stuck his tongue out and got the first down.
If
And
they
the Rams said,
called the right
The Rams
play.
said, no,
Yeah.
no, not on our watch.
That should have been number 4 with the ball
Don't
in
do that,
his
Skip.
hand.
No, don't skip.
Little fake, little read option, little keeper.
Aaron
4 or
Donald.
5 yards. Here we go. Touchdown. Cowboys advance.
You get nothing and like
Yeah.
it. Skip, how can you not with that offensive line? You talk about your offensive line so good. What
You
happened?
realize Jason Garrett had a whole quarter break to make that call? And he
Now you
tried-
blaming Jason Garrett.
Well, he tried to hand it off straight ahead.
Yeah.
Going right in between Sue and Donald.
And
What
that
are you
what you-
doing?
hold on.
What are
You-
you doing with your backup center in there?
You told me.
What?
I think on several occasions, you told me that Norv Turner told you.
Yep.
He didn't care they knew. They knew what we was going to run, but we just do it anyway.
Okay.
So you got that guy.
That was the greatest offensive line I have ever seen. And that was Michael Irvin on the outside. Jay Novacek is a threat.
You got Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
You told me Amari Cooper better than Mike.
Jay Novacek was about the biggest play wide receiver I have ever seen.
Biggest play wide receiver.
Yes. You remember Jay Novacek?
I do remember Jay
Out of
Novacek.
Wyoming.
Yes, I do remember Jay.
Okay, so here's what's operating. Zeke is going to trust Jerry to take care of him after he takes care of his best friend, Dak Prescott.
No.
Yeah.
After?
Yes, after, because the quarterback market just keeps going through the roof, and it just went through another roof last night. That's a bad deal for this football team.
If I'm Zeke Elliott, Zeke like Dak, I love you, bro. I love you just like a brother. But you can play quarterback longer than I can play running back. So I need to get this bread. And I'm going to get mine before you.
Okay, but I'm sure as we speak, Jerry and Stephen Jones are feverishly but quietly working on a Dak Prescott extension. And does he deserve Russell Wilson
No.
ballpark? Somewhere in there. Somewhere in there.
No. Okay, he can be in the ballpark, but he's selling popcorn.
Okay.
Russell Wilson in the arena playing.
At last count, Dak Prescott had 12 national TV commercials. I don't know, Russell's had a few, but not, he doesn't have 12.
Man, don't worry about that. That ain't got nothing to do with football.
That means hometown
Oh, no.
discount.
We
That
get no
means
discount.
America's team discount because you are the quarterback of the most famous team in the world.
You know what? Well, everybody be always wanting these homeboy hookups, but they don't go to Gucci. They don't go to Louis Vuitton and say, give your boy a hookup.
Yep.
You pay full price. If I'm Russell Wilson, I'm a retail shop. Don't come in here asking for no discount. I want all my money.
But I think Dak Prescott now has a much better chance of winning a Super Bowl before Russell Wilson does because Russell Wilson got the lion's share of their cap.
Russell
And
got one.
Will that cost the defense even more? It's going to cost one good player. Is it Bobby Wagner? Is it Frank Clark? Somebody's got to go.
Ain't nobody going nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if that's the case, if you sign Dak and you sign Zeke, well, is that going to be the Wolf Hunter? Is that going to be Jalen Smith? Is that going to be Byron Jones? Because somebody
You
got
left
to go.
out Amari Cooper.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's got to go. See, you put it like that.
You know what? The one area I trust Jerry Jones in the most is salary cap. He is a cap wizard.
Yeah, something
he
going on.
always gets it done.
Something in the milk ain't clean.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Yeah, like them old people. You heard that
I don't
saying.
think you can get away.
Haven't you heard that?
This is like taking on the IRS. You cannot, slip
showing
through
my
any
taxes.
loopholes on this one.
You don't got to show your taxes. I ain't showing them. I ain't showing my tax return.
Okay.
They don't know.
Well,
you are setting yourself up.
No, they better leave me
Keep
alone.
talking.
You keep talking.
They done got, hold on.
Keep telling the
They
world.
better leave me alone. They done got that check. I done cut them a big old check, Skip.
AUDIT. You ever heard of that word?
Oh, no, I pay everything. I don't try to I don't try to skirt nothing.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I'm
Thank
going to give them the money because they'll be bothering me, Skip.
So the problem for Ezekiel Elliott is that the running back market already got set in concrete, in stone, and it's not going to go any higher because Todd Gurley hit the lottery going back a year ago.
But Todd had 2 years left, Skip.
Okay, but he got huge money, and Le'Veon didn't really even get close to Todd Gurley money.
But you
so
said,
Todd Gurley set the bar.
But you said Zeke is better than Todd Gurley. Zeke thinks he's better than Todd Gurley. So Todd ain't got nothing to do with me.
By the way, Todd Gurley showed up yesterday, and he's still talking about, I'm day to day. I'm pretty good with my knees. Are they arthritic? Are they deteriorating? I don't know what's happening.
Zeke says, you know who Sergey Book is? Yeah, he pole vault. I'm about to pole vault right over Todd Gurley's number. 20 feet over that number.
Dak first, get him in concrete, then it's time for Zeke to get his money.
No.
Yeah.
We're not getting him no concrete. No.
He owes Jerry Jones.
Oh, then what?
He owes him.
He done gave that man 2 years, Skip. Lead the league in rushing.
Yeah, Jerry Jones stood by him when a lot of owners would have said, I'm out. Because Zeke has had his share of off-field, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? He has convinced me he's a good kid, good heart. I'm not saying he always makes the right choice because he does not.
Zeke said, I appreciate that, Jerry.
Yeah.
I'm going to run hard for you, but I need this money.
Okay. You just want them to be torn apart.
No, I don't, Skip.
You want dissension.
I want Skip. Zeke is a retail store. Go down to, on Rodeo Drive and go in one of them shops and say, you know what, I want a discount. I live in L.A. I want a hometown discount and see what they tell you.
There's the door.
They're going to have they got
security guy?
Yeah, exactly. So if I'm Zeke.
You sound like you speak from experience. Is that right?
Okay, I do try to get a hookup sometime.
You walk on in, I'm Shannon Sharpe.
You're saying, I'm Shannon Sharpe.
No.
Don't you know?
I don't really do no shopping, Skip. I got an assistant. She do the shopping. She bring it back if I like it. I keep it. If not, she take it
Must
back.
be nice,
That's
Shannon.
how it works?
Not
I don't
everyone
have
has
that.
an assistant.
You don't have that?
Well, I do.
Because you don't buy nothing. You cheap. You don't buy anything, Skip. All you want to buy
I
is
got a wife, though.
I know.
Yeah.
You don't let her go buy nothing. You don't let her spend no money.
I do.
She be walking everywhere. I see her walking up and down Santa Monica.
Have you seen her?
Yes.
She walks every day.
I know.
She walks to Beverly Hills every
Watching
day.
his movie.
Because I'm like,
Are you stalking my wife now?
no, I'm going home.
What?
She's walking.
You stalk LeBron James and Ernestine.
How do you have the time?
Skip, you could buy a Porsche or a Ferrari or something. You could get a nice car. You could do that.
Maybe
I have.
No, baby, you have not. I know you.
Maybe
you
she
saved it
does.
up for you.
Maybe you just don't know
Right
this guy
now
as well
at
as
home,
you think.
Ernestine is chuckling. Trust me.
I think she's just
chuckling.
fine, Shannon.
She says, I want a new car. You get a text. As soon as you get back, there's a text of a picture of the car she wants.
She'll text me and say, Shannon has no idea what he's talking about.
No, this might be one area, Shannon.
Oh, I know she be walking. I don't know.
She walks for exercise.
Exactly.
She doesn't walk because she didn't have a car.
We are going to talk about
You got a
the
treadmill for
Warriors,
exercise.
and if we are supposed to be worrying about them now after the collapse we saw last night. Chris Broussard answers that question next.
No mercy.
So the Warriors attempt to go up 2-0 in their series started off very badly early in the first quarter. DeMarcus Cousins possibly tore his left quad on a non-contact play. He will have an MRI today, and unfortunately, he could miss the rest of the playoffs. But despite that, the Warriors led by as many as 31 points, but the Clippers came back in a huge way in the closing seconds. Landry Shamet hit a go-ahead three-pointer, and then Steph Curry missed a game-winning three. Clippers completed the biggest comeback in NBA playoff history, and the series is now tied at 1. We are joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. You were here yesterday to talk about this matchup, and now I got to ask you, how much trouble, if any, is Golden State in?
They're in no trouble. I mean, not in this series. No, not even a little bit. Look, first, let me talk about Boogie Cousins. And I do think the players really care about him. I think they're pulling for him. This is an all-star player who's coming back from injury. So I think that bothers them a little bit. It didn't hurt him last night because he got hurt early. They ended up going up by 31, so they were fine. But I think going forward, they feel for him. That said, I don't think they'll miss him at all going forward. Defensively, even though he was playing hard defense and he was doing his best, they're going to be probably better defensively without him. Kevon Looney is a better defender. Bogut, yeah. And I even think offensively at times lately, they might have been going through him a little too much because it takes away from all that they do otherwise. Yeah, so I think they'll be fine without Boogie going forward. I think last night they got complacent, which they're known to do.
Yes.
You know, I mean, they got up 31, they start clowning, they think it's over, they get their game face off, and next thing you know, give the Clippers credit. They keep coming at you, and they got it going. Lou Williams got it going, and the Warriors just couldn't get it back. So I think that's all last night was. I do have to give props to Patrick Beverley because I have always said what is Kevin Durant in his 12th year maybe? Yes. For his entire career, I have felt like he is unguardable. Unguardable. Like you just do your best and hope he misses. Wow. But if he misses, like you're not going to stop him. He's just going to miss. Patrick Beverley is stopping him. He is locking him up. He's holding him. He's only taking 12 shots a game in these first 2 games. Obviously, he got him ejected. I didn't think he was in the Durant's head. Durant was kind of smiling and clapping when he got ejected. But look, when you have a small guy who can get up in your legs and get up underneath you, like everybody's like, well, why don't Durant just shoot up over him? Durant likes to shoot off the dribble, but he's so up in Durant that he can't really dribble effectively and pull up in a comfort zone or in rhythm. And then Durant, even though he can post, that's not his strength. He doesn't really want to go down there all the time. And so he's not exposing him in the post. And Durant, 9 turnovers, only 8 field goal attempts. He is getting in his head. And what I'm saying is the problem is not going to be this series, but potentially in the next series against the Rockets. Because, number one, the Rockets are starting to play great defense themselves. Against Utah in Game 1 and late in the season, they played really good defense. We know what they can do offensively. But if P.J. Tucker can take a page out of Patrick Beverley's book, now he's not as quick as him. He's not going to be able to get up in Durant like that. But he's stronger and he's bigger. So if he can maybe take some notes from what Patrick Beverley is doing, they could make this thing really interesting. And I would favor the Warriors, but I think the Rockets, it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out second round.
Pat Beverley walking him out. You got to remain silent.
You're both missing the point.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. You cannot afford one. Go ahead, take it away, Skip. I'm going to let you have it.
You're going to let me have it? To your point about Kevin Durant, it's not just Patrick Beverley. As soon as the ball touches Kevin's hands, the second defender runs at him.
I didn't see no second defender in that one, Chris.
I saw it all night long. I watched the whole game after I went to sleep. Then I got up and watched the second half this morning, shocked because I gave up on the game at halftime. I did win another bet with him. That's okay. So the point was, Kevin was raving at shoot-around yesterday, bragging about how he loves it when they run the second defender because I love to share the basketball. I love to play beautiful basketball, and I love to kick it to the weak side to our open shooters because we got all kinds of shooters, blah, 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 blah. And last night, he became a standstill, feet on the floor point guard last night because as soon as the ball touched his hands, it was up to him to find the open shooter, and they kept intercepting or knocking down pass after pass. He had 9 turnovers. You're going to lose when your star has 9 turnovers. And they had, 21 in Game 1 and 22 last night? That's 43 turnovers in 2 home games. That is wrong.
Well, they're careless with the ball. Okay. They've always been careless. You remember Game 7?
Well, this year,
the NBA Finals.
During the year this year, they tied for 21st in turnovers. So there you go.
They're normally good with it.
Now, what have I told you all year long? Bad sign, bad sign, bad sign. They lost 6 home games by 20-plus points. Yep. They lost 2 of those 6 by 30-plus points. That is just wrong. You can't tell me that's championship metal. There's something deep flawed in this team's psyche right now where we saw a microcosm of that because they get up by 31 points with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. They get outscored all the way home 72-37. On your home court, it's a flaw. It's a huge, blinking, red bad sign that something's wrong at the core of this basketball team. It was up to Kevin and then your two-time MVP Steph Curry to say no, because you're right. They took their game face off. And Steph, I love Steph Curry, but he just hot dogs all night long, and he's beating his chest. And what was he yelling?
I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy.
And he's playing with his mouth guard, and he's just, after a while, I just say, stop it, just play. And last night when it was time to play, and I've said this repeatedly about him, he comes up small a lot in big clutch situations, and that was a time when they needed to slam the door, and in the fourth quarter, he shot 2 for 9. And he got his open look. He got Montrezl Harrell switched on him, and he pump fakes him, and he gets a wide open look to win the basketball game, and he missed it. And he misses a lot of those.
It wasn't really wide open.
No, but Harrell got his hand up. But again, for him, the shots he makes, come on.
He hit the big one earlier, right before that.
Seconds, but that ain't this one. This is for all the marbles, and this is for this series. You're going to slam the door shut. Excuse me. Now they're going to have to go to L.A., and they're going to have to fight with this team. And I'm talking about knock down, drag out. It gets physical. It gets crazy. The crowd's going to be crazy. Steve Ballmer's going to be crazier than any fan in the crowd. And it's going to be a dogfight because little pit bull Pat Beverly, he's going to be all up in him. And they're up in they got people everywhere who are just, as Doc has said all year, most resilient team I've ever coached. I think he's having the most fun he's ever had coaching a basketball team. They are auditioning right now for, hey, come to L.A., but don't join them. Join us. Join the team that shares the building, right?
It does look fun.
Because look what we're doing. Look what we're made of. We're made of the right stuff over here.
Well, I just know if this old basketball thing don't work out for Pat Beverly, he can be a corrections officer. Because he sure know how to handle them. They can't be too big or too tall for him. 6'1", the best player in the NBA.
Well,
2-time Finals MVP.
Wait a second. At least he's in the playoffs.
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He's in the playoffs, right?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
He played last night.
Chris, you know, had that been LeBron, took 8 shots, had 9 turnovers, and Pat Beverly, because remember,
and 6 fouls in the second half, 4 in the third quarter.
The last 3 offensive fouls.
Right.
He only took 8 shots.
Why is that?
Because I told you he's trying to play point guard.
Pat Beverly, but see, that's what I keep telling you. That's what makes you LeBron has a unique set of skills. Very few people can possess those skills. You keep talking about, he can do it. No, LeBron just does it so exemplary. We think everybody can do it, but they can't.
Wait, just point of order. Who was the MVP of the finals the last 2 years? Help me out. I don't remember.
Where was Pat Beverly? Was Pat Beverly in the finals? That's who we should have got.
No, but
Pat Beverly locked him up.
And where did Kevin Durant hit the shot of shots?
We're not talking about
in the King's house in Game 3.
Well, he need to hit the shot of shots.
How did he do that?
Well, he need to hit another shot of shots. Because right now, Pat Beverly in his mind.
Well,
he might not be in his head, but he in his neighborhood.
Okay.
So he know he coming. Patrick
Something
Beverly.
is wrong with the Golden State Warriors.
Do you think they're in trouble in this series?
Yes. I think it's going to be a long...
potentially could lose?
The trouble is, what if this goes 7 games? And it's got potential to me to go 7 games.
I still think...
You say 5?
I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say 5 because they were handling them.
They'll win a game.
They were destroying them.
They'll win a home game. They're going to win one of these games at Staples.
I think they've now, look, it shouldn't take this, but it was a wake-up call to the Warriors. As you said, it's Steph's clowning around and hot dogging and all that. I think it was a wake-up call. I think Kevin Durant is made of good stuff. And this is a challenge. Like you said, Patrick Beverly is putting him on blast. This is the time when Durant's supposed to step up and I'm the best player in the world. And now a lot of people are starting to say that. LeBron's out of the playoffs. KD's the best. Step up.
Did Kevin Durant answer questions about what happened to the game?
Well, that's I didn't like that either.
No, I mean,
that KD.
Pat Beverly.
Right, you should talk.
Pat Beverly tougher than wet leather. Now, you know what? He ain't going nowhere, Skip.
And I was looking at it.
At least KD didn't throw the team under the bus like somebody else.
He did, because he left people. He did.
What would LeBron have said last night? Don't look at me.
Hold on, no. He left people to answer questions for him. That's worse.
I
got to answer questions for you. No, you was here too.
That is
you were a part of it.
I would agree.
Now I got to answer questions for you.
He should have spoke.
That's all a part of that, Skip.
Speaks all the rest.
All of that goes into being the best player. All that goes into being the face of the NBA. Say what you will or may.
Yeah.
LeBron James talk. You might not like what he got to say.
I don't. But he does talk. I give you that.
I just want to know.
Yeah. Sometimes he shows up with a soft cast on
How tall are you, Chris?
Yes.
5'10".
So Patrick Beverly like 1.5 inches taller than Chris Broussard. He looking up at Kevin Durant like this, like.
You're taller than 5'10".
I feel like you are taller than that.
Nah,
and he
y'all inflate y'all heights.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 6'2".
But it's great. It's refreshing to see the matchup and that he's able to do it.
I love old Pat. That's my new favorite. I need to get me a Clipper jersey.
Hard.
Hey, Pat Beverly, send me a jersey. I wear it right here on Undisputed. Because I'm tough like Pat Beverly. Well, Pat Beverly tough like me. I'm a little older than he.
You are no longer Big Play Shea because he plays for the Clippers.
No.
Big Play Shea, Gilgeous-Alexander.
I like Shamak.
Hey,
Nice little rookie.
He's a nice little long rookie who had 4 big steals last night. Guess who picked him? Jerry West picked him. He strikes again. Jerry
Landry
West.
Shamet shot that thing. He said, I knew it was good when it left.
Shocker. He's a shocker. Shamet the shocker.
You're saying 7. I still got 5.
For 7. I think these are going to be 2 great battles.
Pat Beverly need to get me one of them jerseys.
Yeah.
I'm repping Pat. I don't mess with the Clippers, but I rep him.
You're going to wear a Clippers?
Oh, I thought you meant a 35
over
jersey.
Lakers?
No, 35 jersey for what? Pat Beverly ain't 35.
No, you know who is the best player on the planet.
I mean, if he come join, if he come link up, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to tell me. I need some answers. 6'1", 7 foot.
Did anybody even mention Sweet Lou in this discussion we just had?
Well, Sweet Lou gonna get
I
his.
did say he got going.
Has there ever been anybody who can come off a bench and score like that?
Nope.
And what is he, 6'1"?
Yeah.
I mean, we thought about the microwave Vinny, but Vinny can't heat it up like that.
Not like that. Hey.
That dude done got 50 out the bench.
He's the team's best player.
Yes.
As a 6th man. You rarely see that.
And then he comes off the bench, and so now he's going against the second tier because the starters are out. Now you let him get into a rhythm. So when the starters come, they can't do nothing with that. Once these guys in this league get into a rhythm, it's, like you said.
And remember, in that third quarter, it all went downhill when Steph got his 4th foul and went to the bench, and then they fell apart. They got outscored by 14 the rest of the quarter. So
they gave up 2 44 third and a 41 fourth.
The Clippers are making this thing look like a great destination in LA. They are putting it out there, and does that mean LeBron is keeping some free agents away from the Lakers? We'll discuss all the latest next.
No mercy.
So, as we all know by now, the Lakers are kind of a mess right now with the front office in flux, and other teams are taking notice. Magic Johnson is out, and the feeling is players around the league are concerned with LeBron's power on picking the next team president. ESPN's Zach Lowe said, quote, who they hire in the front office is going to be absolutely crucial to replace Magic because there are 2 orbits here. There's a Lakers orbit, and then the more interesting one is there's a LeBron orbit. And I've had some powerful people in the league, including a powerful agent who represents lots of key players, tell me we don't want the person to be from either of those orbits. We don't want the new GM or president or whatever even to have some sort of connection to LeBron. We need it to be a fresh start. My players don't want to have the impression that LeBron is running the team. Chris Broussard back with us. Interesting stuff there. Chris, should the Lakers hire someone outside of LeBron's circle?
No. I mean, I understand. If you're an agent, you don't want another agent running the team. If you're a player, you don't want to feel like you're playing for your boss.
Right.
So I get that. That of course, I understand.
Your boss is in LeBron.
Yeah, like a teammate is calling the shots and the boss. Sure. Okay, I get that. For all of the ugly, the chants that the players heard this year, the Lakers players, the worst one, the best one from the fan standpoint, the worst one from the player standpoint was in Indiana. Brandon Ingram at the free throw line. LeBron's gonna trade you. LeBron, like a teammate, right? So I get where the agent
not worth trading.
Right. That was second. It was a close second. That was a close second. All right.
It's hard.
That said, and I agree, like, we've talked about it. Now, the Lakers orbit is so big, Jerry West and Pat Riley are technically a part of the Lakers orbit. Yeah. But if you went and got them, they wouldn't be guys under LeBron. So I think that's good. I think the Lakers should look at Masai Ujiri in Toronto. That might help you with Kawhi Leonard, maybe. Potentially getting him there. But it looks like Rob Pelinka is running things. Right. So I agree with a lot of what this agent said. They should go out and start all over. That said, they're not. The likelihood of them getting one of the big-time free agents, Kevin Durant, no. Kawhi Leonard.
You sure? No. Like
very slim. Okay, let's say very slim. Kawhi Leonard, very slim. Kyrie Irving, like all these are very slim. They're probably not getting any of these guys anyway. Then I look at AD, Anthony Davis. He wants to play there. He's represented by Rich Paul and Clutch. So that's not going to keep him away if he can get there. Draymond Green, who could be a free agent next summer, and could he get traded? Look, he's with Clutch now. So it wouldn't stop him from wanting to play there. So I understand where the agent's coming from, but the fact is if I'm not getting any of these big free agents anyway, then I've got to go ahead and hire somebody that's going to be comfortable with LeBron James. I'm thinking of the coach right now. Front office, I do agree. You're better off with a front office that obviously LeBron respects, but the front office that's not beholden to LeBron James. So, but I think that's how you got to look.
The moment you sign LeBron James, you was married to him for 4 years. That's in and of its nutshell.
Married, but he shouldn't be running.
No. I'm just saying. But here's the thing. The agent says, my players, but so now the agent is trying to control the situation about what the Lakers do. You don't want the LeBron to control the situation, but you're trying to control the situation from a distance because you're saying they shouldn't do this. How about the Lakers do what's in the best interest for the Lakers? Whomever the best guy is for the front office job, the best, if Ty Lue is the best guy to get the head coaching, so be it. If it's Monty Williams, so be it. Whomever the front office is, I'm for that. But you need to understand, I'm sorry, whomever this agent is, unless your client is Kevin Durant, that's the only guy that's equal to LeBron James that should have some say. Everybody, no one else is equal to LeBron James. I'm sorry. James Harden is under contract for the foreseeable future. Giannis is under contract for the foreseeable future, and they're not going anywhere. So whomever's coming up, I get it, Skip. You know, and like Chris says, you don't want a situation where I'm playing with a guy, we teammates. Oh, this dude might be about to get me up out of here. I don't want to feel like that. I get that. But you do understand the superstar player has and always will have the power to say who comes and goes.
Okay.
Now, we saw it with Magic. When he got his head coach up out of there, they made a decision. That was as far as I can go back remembering where that happened.
How many years had Magic been in the league at that point?
I think it was second year.
His second year, he got Westhead fired.
Okay.
A championship coach.
Okay, wow. LeBron is going into his
16th. So he's 17th year. So he deep-rooted.
Second year, 17th year.
Deep.
Second year, 17th.
There's some deep roots, Skip.
So first of all, I want to congratulate you on the of points that you made yesterday. What is Jeannie doing letting the quote-unquote GM hire the coach without a president? You know, you have to let you go get the president first, especially if you're going to go outside the Laker family to get the president.
Right.
If you're not, then I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, here's the question. This is where you and I again part ways.
Okay.
Is LeBron James entering his 17th NBA season still great enough to merit and warrant the keys to the kingdom, the keys to the franchise? Should you bet it all on LeBron going into next year? Because that's the essence of the decision that Jeannie Buss has to make. Because if you still say he's that guy, and you've told me he will be at least in the hunt for MVP, he'll be an MVP candidate next year and the next. If that's true, then give him the keys to the kingdom. I don't think he will be. I think we saw some diminishing returns from LeBron this year, and we'll see some more next year. So to me, I think I know Jeannie Buss well enough to know this. I think she's thinking, over my dead body will Clutch Sports run my beloved Lakers, because that's where you're heading here. If you give in to all things LeBron, if you give him Ty Lue, if you give him
Skip, Rich Paul's not going to be the president of basketball operations.
Well, I don't know.
Well, hell,
he operates like he is.
Well, let me ask you a question. What is Rob Pelinka? That's Kobe's guy, right? And he's running the Lakers organization.
Former agent.
Okay, so we got a Kobe-LeBron clash going on right now for power. It's like even though Kobe's like vacant from the, he's an absentee
He's behind
GM,
the
but
Wizard of Oz.
He's still there. He is the Wizard of Oz.
Nobody sees him, but he's in charge.
You still got a LeBron-Kobe clash.
Right.
Well, so is Jeannie going to go outside again? Is she going to go non-LeBron again and say, no, I can't give him all the keys to the kingdom at this point? Okay?
Well, you can give him a key, but you got a duplicate.
Okay, but if you go outside and get somebody, I don't know, Pat Riley, I don't know, and you bring in...
He has LeBron ties, to this agent's point. I mean, I don't know if that would bother him.
What if Pat Riley brings in Eric Spoelstra to be the new head coach? Let's just do. So you cut bait from everything Laker family. You cut bait from everything LeBron. Now you cut bait from Ty Lue, from the Cleveland connections, and now you have a chance to go get, at least Kevin Durant's going to be open to listening to that, because it's not like I'm going to go join LeBron's franchise.
But Pat Riley recruited him. He played 4 years for Pat Riley. He played 4 years for Eric Spoelstra.
How did they get along, he and Pat? Not really.
Not really.
But LeBron's, I think, look, he's been away from it now. He looks back and says, I won 2 titles there.
Did.
I won, that's more than I won any place else.
Thanks to Ray Allen, but he did win.
Don't do that, Skip. See,
No,
there you go. We having a good
Let's
conversation.
be honest about it.
Here, when we talk front office, and as we think about this with Rob Pelinka running it now, if Rob Pelinka is not going to be the head guy, then what that tells me is that this coaching search is just kind of a farce.
Okay.
That you're hiring Ty Lue regardless. Wow. Because if the guy that's going to be running basketball is not there for the coaching hire,
right,
that tends to tell me we know we're hiring Ty Lue no matter what. We're just bringing in these other guys to make it look like we're considering other guys, and LeBron's not running everything.
Okay, but if Ty Lue is the, as I used to call him in Cleveland, the assistant head coach, wouldn't it make LeBron more of a coach than he would be with some outsider?
See, I get where you're coming from, and if LeBron was younger, I would understand, but he's in his 17th year. To think he's going to change and play differently, like you want to bring in, if you want to bring in the next Budenholzer, whoever that may be, it's not happening in his 17th year. LeBron went into this year fully intent on playing off the ball. We got these playmakers, I can play off the ball. But his instincts, especially when he sees guys not doing it right and screwing up, he's going to take the ball. So now I think you just get a coach that can – everybody's talking about we don't want Cleveland West. Well, Cleveland West, if Golden State breaks up, Cleveland West might be good enough.
Well, Magic said that early in the year. We don't want Cleveland all over again, right?
The only problem with Cleveland East was Durant went to Golden State.
Right.
If Durant doesn't go there, you probably have this knockdown, drag-out rivalry between Golden State and the Cavs.
Right.
And maybe the Cavs win one
and
or
the Golden
two
State OKC.
Right.
Who knows? But LeBron would have more than what he have right now, that's for sure. He'd probably have 4 or 5 titles.
Okay, so are you conceding then that you need to give LeBron what he needs to be in his comfort zone, because you're not going to get any A-list free agent anyway?
I
right?
think coaching-wise, you have to do that.
Okay.
I do like the idea of a front office that's coming in, and obviously you talk with LeBron, you listen to him, but you make the final call. You're not letting Clutch or LeBron run your front office. Okay. I like that. But coaching-wise, he has to have somebody he's comfortable with.
Is it possible, and I think you've conceded this, that you're going into next year as you were last year, where you're just going to have the same thing all over again?
There's a greater chance that happens than say, maybe KD joining the squad.
Okay.
Maybe AD.
Their big hope has got to be AD.
Okay.
As far as the A-list.
Okay, but then you got to give up a bunch of your young players.
That's okay.
And
we'll get AD and Kimba. AD, Kimba, and Bron.
Do you know how much money Kimba would have to leave on the Charlotte table to come here?
Well, I mean,
it's like $90 million.
Well, he can stay there and lose, and they're going to trade him anyway.
But, hey, I know what Big Play Shea would do. Give me that $90 million.
Nah, you know.
Right?
Kimba's a guy, though, that could look at, look, if Kimba's with LeBron, he's going to win. He hasn't played significant games.
Right.
It's not.
And so he's got to be looking at, like, look, I'm sure Kimba thinks he's as good as Kyrie and Damian Lillard and these guys.
Yes.
What's the difference? They've done it on a big stage. So this could be a chance for him to shine. So, again, while this agent may be talking about some players I think are deterred, Anthony Davis not deterred. Draymond Green wouldn't be deterred. I don't know that Kemba Walker would be deterred. So there are other guys out there that would want to play with LeBron, not under LeBron. Yep. And that has to be the understanding.
We might still have to see his full potential.
We got something. We working on something. We working on something.
Bron gave you the heads up.
I understand we working on something. You know, right now we vacation.
Yeah. No, you're studying your script, memorizing lines.
Yeah, but on vacation.
Okay.
You know, you could study the script in Fiji.
You in Space Jam?
Or the Maldives.
Really?
I do enjoy the connection.
We're in the Maldives right now.
Just let us know when we need to know the latest. You keep us posted.
Yeah. Don't be hating, Skip. Let the man rest.
And you're going to come back later in the show. Next up, we are going to go back to Russell Wilson. Did he deserve this huge contract? Yeah. Wow, we will discuss all of it next.
No mercy.
Well, how about this? Russell Wilson just got a whole lot richer. He set a deadline to get a contract extension done by midnight last night, and he got it. The Seahawks reportedly gave Wilson a 4-year, $140 million extension with $65 million guaranteed. The deal makes him the highest-paid player in the NFL. The 5-time Pro Bowler has only missed the playoffs once in his 7-year career. And we are joined by Rob Parker this morning.
Good morning.
Rob, you sat down, you said, I have some interesting things to say about this.
Really?
Is he
I didn't hear
worth
that.
the deal? I know, we were chatting before. I want to hear what you got.
No way, no how. What? Yes. And I'm going to say this from the start, that you are only worth what someone's willing to pay you. So let's put that out there. I'm not mad at him that he put them under fire and said, it's got to be done now or it won't get done here. I won't sign a contract. And they came to the table and paid him. But his numbers, let me just tell you the company he keeps, okay? When you think of Russell Wilson, to me, I think of the interception to lose a Super Bowl to the Patriots. That's what I think of. I can't tell you what he did in the Super Bowl that they won because that game was about that defense and how poorly Peyton Manning played. And the company he keeps, when we talk about last year, 216 yards a game, which was in the neighborhood with Blake Bortles, Tannehill, and Mariota and those guys. That's where he fits in. 20th in pass attempts per game, and 18th in passer yards. I get it. They run the football. They were the #1 running football team last year, and they always relied on the defense. He does what they want him to do. I get it. They like him. He's a smart guy. He's a great guy to hold up as the top of your franchise. And if Matthew Stafford could have had the highest paying amount salary in the NFL, I'm not going to knock Russell Wilson because they wanted to do it. But I'm just talking about on pure numbers. I mean, he just happens to be able to get this because of the situation he's in and the timing. But it's not based on him being this quarterback. And then people say, well, they run the ball. If he's such a good passer, they wouldn't have to run the ball as much, or they would allow him to throw the ball more.
I disagree. I believe he deserves this wholeheartedly. You said he's 20th in pass attempts, right?
Yep.
So how does he finish top 5 in passing touchdowns?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they in the end zone. I'm talking about 20th. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Think about let that
sink in. He had 35 touchdowns and what, 7 picks?
Yeah. So let that sink in.
That's a good number.
He's throwing the ball 20th. So he's in the bottom tier of pass attempts, but he's #1 in passing touchdowns.
Yeah,
how does that equate?
That doesn't mean that when they get closer, they might allow him to throw. All I'm saying is when you look at the offensive numbers, the other quarterbacks he's around are some of the also-rans of the league.
Let me ask you a question. Did you know that he has the highest yards per attempt of any active quarterback? So he's throwing the ball down the field. Now, remember Marshawn Lynch, he went away. Russell Okung got hurt, and it wasn't until they replaced him.
Did you see the playoff game?
Hold on, just a second.
I want to get to that.
Which playoff game?
Against the Cowboys.
Oh, thank you.
Remember that?
Yeah. He hasn't forgotten.
Well, I fought them for that because they handcuffed him. They said,
why wouldn't they let the quarterback throw the ball if he's that good?
Well, the same.
I'm asking you.
Well, then why they let him throw the ball? Well, now you want to run the ball.
No, I'm not.
You didn't want to run it in the Super Bowl. But anyway, when I look at Russell Wilson, Skip, and I think you and I agree, I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback. I don't think he's Brady. I don't think he's Breeze. I don't think he's Rodgers, Pat Mahomes. But that next tier, when you start getting the Matt Ryans, you start getting the Andrew Lucks, he falls in there somewhere. And that deserves to be compensated because you look at what they got, and he's getting what he's getting a year or two later. So that's just the going rate for that position. But when you look at what he's been asked to do, okay, the Legion of Boom is no longer there. They're still in the playoffs. Jimmy Graham's gone. They're still in the playoffs. No Marshawn Lynch. They're still in the playoffs. So he's never gotten the credit that he deserved for the very reason that you said. They had the Legion of Boom. They had beast mode running the ball. But he's a damn good quarterback. And I guarantee you, you only got 5 or 6 guys that you take in front of him. And with that on his resume, you pay for that. He deserved to get what he got.
So, Rob Parker, I have Russell Wilson ranking at the bottom of the top 10, but he's still in the top 10. He's like 9th or 10th, depending on how you want to rank those last two. Was I shocked by these numbers? Because these are off the chart, through the roof numbers. I am, because he went to #1 in average annual. He went to #1 in guaranteed, #1 in signing bonus. It's just like boom, 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 break bank, and it might break the Seahawks because it's going to cost them some defensive star. They're going to have to trade Frank Clark, which
they ain't got but 2.
Okay, Bobby
Wagner and Frank Clark.
So they'll trade Frank Clark, and they'll lose their best down pass rusher.
Right.
Bobby Wagner is a football player.
Bobby Wagner going to the Hall of Fame. He ain't going anywhere.
He's going to the Hall of Fame. I'm glad you said that. And that's a mouthful coming from you.
That's the Hall of Famer.
Wow.
Yeah, he's going. Yeah, he ain't going anywhere.
So the Legion of Boom is no more because you can't just. It's like getting to be Bobby Wagner or bust.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so. Why has Russell Wilson's QBR dropped by the year? Because for a while, 2013, 14, 15, they won the Super Bowl in 2013. He was 6th, 6th, and 8th. Last 3 years, 16th, 11th, 11th. Why is that? Because it takes into account how many rush yards the quarterback has. Because you can beat him with your legs if you can. But he stays beat up. He hasn't missed a game, but he stays beat up. So as he hits age 30, he's diminishing on his rush yards because he just can't keep doing that anymore. So will he be just a pretty good quarterback, very good quarterback, but edge of top 10? He'll be that guy. Am I surprised by these numbers? I am. And I'm also surprised that he put their feet to the fire, as you said, and said, deadline, April 15th. And they crumbled.
And they crumbled. And not only that, Skip, he said, I will not sign a contract with this franchise if it's after this date. Period.
Well,
no wiggle room.
You know they had been discussing this behind the scenes.
Sure.
But what they've been discussing is the $25, $28 million range, Skip, because I think they were looking at him like Rob, and you were probably looking at him, and he saw himself as that, oh, no. I see what Andrew Luck got. I see what Matthew Stafford got. I'm not taking less than it. I've gone to the Super. I've won one. I've been to 2. I've won one. I've led the league in touchdown passes. And I'm up there as far as touchdown passes to interception ratio on a yearly basis. I'm going to get compensated for that because you keep Max Unger, his starting center, Pro Bowl center, they took that away. Russell Okung got hurt. Beast mode went away. Jimmy Graham went away. And I'm still putting up these numbers, and y'all think y'all going to give me $22 million a year? I wish I might accept that, even though my baby make money. Say she worth $20 million, right, Skip?
Nah,
don't worry about it.
Well, her money shouldn't matter what he's doing.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't count together.
I don't know.
No, that's Tom Brady. If Tom Brady want to give discounts because Gisele Bundchen is worth $500 million,
that's
so
on him.
be it.
$20,500,000.
Oh, look at that. How much is she worth?
She's worth about $300, I heard.
I think she
is that what it is?
Yeah.
I had no idea it was that high.
She's
I knew
worth
she was
more than her husband
successful.
is.
And what do you make of, though, just the Super Bowl? I mean, the playoff game against the Cowboys, where you say, why would they handcuff a guy who's supposedly this quarterback that you just gave all this money? Do they not believe in him to throw the ball?
Well,
or it's just because that game, there was one big play in that game that called for a pass. Do you remember? And
how about I call it?
They didn't call.
How about call it?
Why not call it if he's worth the highest paid quarterback in the?
How did he get to the playoffs? How did he get to the playoffs then? If he was that bad, how did he get?
They led the league in rushing,
they
thought they could run over my defense, and they couldn't.
Okay,
Rams did.
Once they couldn't, then what? I thought they should have thrown it more.
Right.
Now you're gonna do it what you. I mean, you do a lot of what you did to get there, which was run the football. But once they shut that off, you have Russell Wilson, who's a proven commodity.
He ran into a buzzsaw.
It wasn't no buzz. He talking about a buzz.
It was the Cowboys that did him.
It wasn't a buzzsaw. That was not a buzzsaw.
Yeah, it was.
Skip, they got a 3rd and 14.
Who was the best quarterback on the field that day?
Russell Wilson.
No, it was my guy.
He just had a better team around him. Dak had a better team.
My guy had a QBR 74. Russ had a very good 70, but 74 over 70 because my guy did it with his legs in the clutch.
That one, Rob,
clutch.
remember we talked about it, the 3rd and 14.
Play, which should never happen. That was the most unbelievable.
Superman happened.
So what happens next week?
Superman.
He forgot his cape in Dallas because when we came to L.A.
You know what? He played great.
No, he did not.
His defense gave up 273 rush yards. How many games are you even going to stay in?
What did he give up?
It was a one-score game. One score.
What did he give up? Skip, the game was out of hand by the time.
30-22. You can actually.
Early on, the game was over.
But the rules allow you to go score 6 and plus 2.
Well,
right?
the rules allow you to score 31.
Game. I'm sorry.
The rules allow you to score 31, which you did.
You know what? I like Dallas's chances a lot better than I like Seattle's next year. Anybody want to bet on the finishes of those two next year?
Or how about this? Does Seattle win another Super Bowl with Russell Wilson?
No. They will not win another Super Bowl.
Not with that, with the talent around him.
And not with the game plan.
But look, I'm not going to crush them because he is the face of the franchise, and it's hard to find somebody this good. He is that good.
Right.
There are quarterbacks out there.
Well, he's better than somebody else we know, Rob. That's for certain.
Who? Stop it.
Oh, Dak's better than Russell.
Yes, I'll take Dak any day or night.
I'm not taking.
Come on.
No,
Skip.
Playmaker?
Don't do that.
No.
Come on.
Don't do that, Skip. That's so up and coming to you.
Everything has to be perfect for Dak.
Perfect.
It has to be everything.
Perfect.
Yes.
It needs to be 78 degrees, not a cloud in the sky.
Right.
An eagle land on a flagpole at 1:57 p.m.
He plays
all
indoors.
Exactly.
Every time you say that, I'm worrying that you're going to talk about Kirk. So I appreciate that you're just going to stick to this guy for now.
That dude got $84 million fully guaranteed.
know.
And Russell Wilson's supposed to take less than that.
No, and he can't.
I know.
Because Kurt's never won a big game.
With nothing.
I get it. No, he has no resume. And we can bring up Matthew Stafford over and over, who has never in 10 NFL seasons won a playoff game.
Or won the division.
Right. So
Russ
I'm not knocking Russell. I just wouldn't have signed the check.
Okay. Rob, good stuff. Good to have you with us.
Hey, Healy, cut his check.
We're going to go back to LeBron. Will he accept Charles Barkley's offer? Interesting here. We'll tell you next.
No way.
No mercy.
LeBron is not in the playoffs for the first time in 14 years, so on paper, it seems like he has some free time. Well, Charles Barkley wants him to come join the guys on the TNT set. Let's take a listen.
LeBron James, come into the studio. You ain't got nothing to do. The playoffs started yesterday. You got free time. I know you got to pick a coach and a general manager.
He's picking it?
Oh, I know you got to pick just put that on the back burner. Chuck is begging you. Like I said, you ain't got nothing to do. Hey, listen, you can pick up a coach and a general manager later down the line.
We can help you do it.
We can help you do it.
We can help you do it.
Come on, we can help you pick out a coach. Listen, Shaq knows because he was a Georgia coach. And Kenny's been interviewing for coaching jobs the last couple of years. So come on in, LeBron.
So LeBron responded yesterday tweeting, Sir Charles, I actually do have a ton going on, but I may take you up on your offer. We shall see. Hashtag King in Studio. We're joined once again by Chris Broussard. Chris.
Putting everybody on blast. Kenny been interviewed.
Hey, everybody. Chris, will LeBron do this? You see it happening?
First of all, I think he should because LeBron hasn't spoken, right, since Magic resigned. Mm-hmm. This would give him the opportunity to go, obviously it's national TV, and do it in a setting that's fun, lighthearted, you know. And look, they're not hard.
Sure?
Yeah, because I think, I think it's unscripted, and that's why I don't think he will. No. I think he should, because I think LeBron could control the situation, because Charles lightens up on, like, you've seen, he's criticized Kobe, and then Kobe gets in the studio, you know, and Charles lightens up, and so I think LeBron would be able to control the situation, and it would be lighthearted, and I think it'd be a good look. But to your point, I don't think he will because it's unscripted. LeBron generally likes to make sure, you know.
Control the message.
Right, right. So
true.
I don't see it happening, but I think it'd be a good look for him.
Go ahead. I know you want to pile on.
Look, I don't want to pile on. I just want, look, there's been some serious bad blood between these two, and it was real bad blood. It wasn't fake. And what Charles just did was not a good-natured, good-spirited invitation to please come sit with us and let's talk some ball. He was taking shots within the invitation because that, I know he was having fun with it, but it was sarcastic fun. And what happened back in 2016, early 2017, got vicious both ways. And Charles Barkley has justifiably criticized LeBron James because, remember, I got to reiterate what happened. LeBron, we're going back to late 2016. It's actually just the calendar just turned in 2017. They lost, the Cavaliers did, at New Orleans. LeBron made the comment after the game, we're top-heavy as you know what.
Yeah.
It's me and Kevin and Kyrie, and we don't have anything else. And he said, I hope this organization isn't going to rest on its laurels. You know, I hope we're because they just pulled off the upset of upsets and won the championship. And he said, I hope this organization realizes we need to get better from the top down. And Charles just went off on him a couple of nights later on TNT and said, inappropriate, whiny, all of the above. The Cavaliers have given him everything he wanted. They have the highest payroll in NBA history. Then he detailed all the signings that were LeBron-wanted signings. So LeBron waited a couple of nights later, and they lost at Dallas. And he had done his homework because he went Wikipedia on Charles Barkley. And he said, I'm not going to let him disrespect my legacy like that. I'm not the one who threw somebody through a window. True. I never spit on a kid. True. I never had unpaid debt in Las Vegas. And he listed off all of Charles Barkley's indiscretions.
He did do his homework.
Yeah, right. He did his homework. Yeah. He did his research. And he said, I've done my entire career, all I've done is represent the NBA the right way. And he concluded by saying, I'm not going to take this anymore from Charles Barkley. There's a new sheriff in town. That was the quote, unquote, from LeBron James. And I'm like, okay, way to go.
Right.
So what I would do if I were in LeBron's shoes is I would go face up to him. And I'd say, let's talk about it. Let's go back and forth. Would it be great TV? Yeah. I would gain more respect for LeBron to forget about your brand. Just go protect yourself.
You can never forget about that.
Stand up for yourself.
Bring up all that stuff.
Sure. Let's go back into it. What have I done wrong, Charles? Let's talk about it.
No.
Why not?
No. Because, see, now
Too risky?
Now, the reason we've gone on there to talk playoff basketball, we've gotten far removed from that.
Right.
And see, this is why I believe LeBron wouldn't do it, because when you go on these shows, because they're unscripted, you start going into the weeds, which you don't really care to get into.
Okay, but the message is completely controlled because the topics are all controlled by Maverick Carter.
Well, they all agree. I love the topics they address.
They're great.
But you can go into a barbershop in the hood.
Yeah.
And you're going to get that one guy that disagrees on Trump.
Yeah.
Everybody, like you talk Trump and it's going to be a disagreement. So there should be disagreement. But here's what I'll say, Skip. I got to be honest, and you're right about all of that history between these two. But if it's one thing we have seen about LeBron James, it is that he is forgiving. Whether it's just coming from the bottom of his heart and he's that type of guy, which I think there is a lot of that, or he knows business. And he knows I don't necessarily need to burn these bridges, or even though we didn't get along and have had a history, we can still do business together. Look, obviously Dan Gilbert's number one. He goes back there. Kevin Durant, who just had the toxic quote a few months ago.
Yeah, you're right.
He and LeBron made up. LeBron even said, I was bothered when his interview with Rachel Nichols, but when he said it, I was like, what are you doing? And then they make up and they're fine. And we see him talking like this, again, a few weeks ago. Draymond Green.
That's the ultimate.
LeBron told me to my face, that's the one word you can't say to a dude on the court.
He said it audibly.
Right.
The first 5 rows heard. Kiki Vandeweghe.
LeBron, nice. Bron's supposed to have fired on him.
The next offseason after the B word, they're business partners.
And now Draymond's with Clutch. Yeah. Draymond was with Uninterrupted doing a podcast and stuff. And so I think LeBron obviously is forgiving, but also, correct me if I'm wrong, Remember when the Cavs got the new trade, when they got Rodney Hood and all the George Hill and all those? Wasn't LeBron on the TNT set after? It was at a game.
Oh,
and he said something like, as long as we got me and we get in the playoffs, the seeding doesn't matter. Right. And it was Charles and Kenny and those guys, if I'm not mistaken. So I honestly don't think LeBron holds that stuff against Barkley. He called him Sir Charles. He kind of joked with him. And you're right, Barkley, you have nothing to do. He was jabbing at him a little. But I think that they would both, maybe even have put all that behind them. Now, to your point about the past, that would get ugly. I would not, if LeBron went on there and was like, look, let's talk about, I don't think he would, but if he did, it would get ugly. Because I don't think Charles would respond lightheartedly. I don't think he'd back down. No. And I think that it would be uncomfortable television.
On the decision, he called it a punk move. Okay, so that's a low blow,
man. Go way back.
Yeah.
There's no way he goes on that without the questions being already talked about. No way he would do that. That's just setting him up.
Everybody, Skip, how do we come over here, we go, because you Skip be like, oh, I don't know where he going. Jenny
I don't know
be like,
what you guys are doing. I get worried sometimes.
Okay, but Shannon claims that he's had a little conversation with his man LeBron, and that LeBron is receptive to the possibility of sitting right there. That's what he says. So
I'm working. Hey,
you know what?
I'm skeptical.
Wait.
Sorry,
put it like this.
You're out.
Put it like this.
I'll willingly step aside.
How about this? I'll put it like this. I'm working harder to secure that than I do to do this show every day. that's how hard I'm working on that.
I would welcome him with open arms, and I'm not sarcastic about it.
Right.
I know.
I'm open.
Well, you've wanted him. You've wanted for years.
I told you back in our days together, it was like 2000, I don't know when it was, 7 or 8.
Yeah.
We thought we had it set up on a Sunday afternoon in Cleveland. And I don't know, negotiations broke down.
If I don't know what we can do in the studio, we might have to go in an arena somewhere. Okay. We got to have a ticket for that.
Really?
Yeah, we got a ticket for that.
Yeah,
I'm game.
Ticket go to what you call it, charity or something.
And I would be on my best behavior.
Yeah, you better be. You know what? To make sure you're on your best behavior, you have Ernestine in the audience. That's the only way you're going to be on your best behavior.
All I need is you.
No.
You would be the enforcer.
No.
Right?
I need Ernestine because Ernestine give you that eye, and then you will straighten up and act right.
Love it.
Maybe not.
We can make that happen. I'm in. Chris, good stuff.
Way to go.
For joining us. Do the Sixers look like contenders again? Looked a little different last night.
No mercy.
The Sixers bounced back from their Game 1 loss to the Nets with a blowout win last night. Joel Embiid only played 21 minutes, but he still had 23 points, 10 rebounds. But the moment that is on a lot of people's minds happened in the second quarter when Embiid elbowed Jared Allen in the face. Embiid was given a flagrant 1, and after the game, he apologized, kinda. Take a listen.
Were you surprised that you got a technical on the elbow swing through at the end of the second quarter?
I wasn't surprised. I saw the replay, and obviously it wasn't intentional, and I got him pretty good, and I'm sorry about it, but okay. I'm sorry about it. It wasn't intentional, but it's just me trying to be aggressive. I'm not usually humble. That's why he's laughing.
At least he acknowledges it. Shannon, were those the real Sixers that we saw?
No.
That's not it?
No. I mean, Skip, if someone tells you you're going to shoot 18 or 25 in a quarter, you're going to go 4 for 6 from the 3 and 11 from the free throw line, you're like, yeah, nobody's going to beat us. You're not going to throw up 51-point quarters. And that's what they did, because this game was tied at the half, 64-64. And they dropped a 51-point quarter. The other team goes 0 for 6 from the three-point line. Well, that's your ball game. Now, all of a sudden, you go into the fourth quarter, you're down by, 20, 23, 20, 28 points. No. Because as well as they were playing in the first half, the Nets were right there. The Nets D'Angelo Russell is their best player. But this is going the distance. Now, they're going to have to win one of these games. It's going to probably end up going 6. But if they can steal one, but I still believe this series is going 7 games. But this is Joel Embiid needs to make a decision. And that's funny, Q, that he's great on Twitter, he's great on Instagram, Skip, but he needs to make a decision. How good of a player does he want to be because he's out of shape? And when you're that big, You can't be out of shape because it's going to lead to problems. You're going to have knees. You're going to have
but he's
back.
got a bad knee, so it's a catch-22.
Right.
Can you work
because
out?
Because now you got the bad knee. You can't work out because your knee hurt. But he's going to have to drop some weight, Skip. He's 7'2". 7'2" guys at 22, 23 is one thing. 7'2" guys at 300 pounds at 28, 29, and 30 is something entirely different. He needs to make up his mind and get his body right. Because you can't have your best player playing 20 in a playoff game, Skip. Their best player played 21 minutes.
So, I love the way they responded in the third quarter because they were in big trouble at halftime. It was a one-point game, and Jimmy Butler said it was the first time he has heard Brett Brown curse. Yeah. And whatever Brett Brown said, it
Y'all costing me my MF job.
Something.
You sorry mofo? Yeah. That's what he said, Skip.
Okay, because they were about to cost him his job. Not their jobs, his job.
His job.
He was on the hottest seat, and they responded with a record-tying 51 points. 51?
18 to 25.
Okay, and Ben Simmons looked like he was suddenly engaged. I don't know, and I don't mean engaged off the court. I mean engaged on the court.
Yes.
I mean, he was suddenly plugged into the basketball game, and he had 5 big assists and looked like he was actually playing hard, dare I say. And I know he was cutting up a little bit after the game, but I love that Joel Embiid was actually being sarcastic about trying to apologize because you don't need to apologize. It was flagrant.
He's lucky he didn't get ejected, Skip.
He's lucky he didn't get ejected, and Jared Allen is lucky he didn't lose a couple of teeth or something.
Yeah. A concussion or something. He caught him flush.
He got him good.
The best thing I liked about what the Sixers did last night, guess what? Joel Embiid didn't attempt a three-point shot.
He did not. And I think that was strategic. I think he had been coached out of it. He was even turning down 12-foot jump shots saying, no, I got to get to the rim because you know what? Jared Allen has no shot. As great a shot blocker as that young man is, he can't stop this.
He's too small.
Yeah.
I mean, not small as in height, but in size. I mean, he's probably giving up 70 pounds.
Okay.
Easy.
So what you saw in the third quarter is what this team can be.
Yes.
If it can sustain this. Can it sustain it?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Have I thought all year this is the best team in the East? I do. Do you think that? I think you thought.
I still do, Skip, but okay, but here's the thing. We look at Ben Simmons, and he played great, but then Jimmy Butler scored 7 points. Jimmy scored 36 the other game. They lose. Ben has like 9. So they need to to get this together.
But Jimmy seemed happy after the game.
Yeah, they won.
Right?
Yeah, he'd have been real sad to go down 0-2.
Okay. All I know, the third quarter was a tour de force of what the Sixers can be. It was a tour de force of what Joel Embiid can be because he is the new beast of the East when he's engaged, when he's plugged in, locked in, and not cutting up and not taking it seriously.
Giannis said he'd like to have a talk.
Okay. Well, I'd like to see them play one-on-one because I'd take Joel Embiid.
Well, because it can't be one-on-one, man. Giannis weighs 250 pounds and Joel Embiid's 310.
Thank you. I'll take Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I bet you
and
would.
I wish he weighed 295.
Yeah, I do too. So do I.
Okay. But still, what you saw last night on display was what I think they will be going forward. Again, they got 2 dog fights coming up.
Yeah. But let me ask you a question. How many 40-point quarters you think? Forget 50. How many 40-point quarters you think the Sixers are going to throw in? Say in the next 2. Let's just say they go all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. How many 40-point quarters you think they'll throw in?
They're capable. Couple. I think they're capable. And by the way, my man from San Antonio, Boban, he's playing crucial minutes.
Oh, he is. Well, he has to.
8 of 14.
Boban.
Yeah. Huh?
Y'all should have kept him.
Huh? No, he was too expensive for us. Yeah. Plus, we got Jakob Poeltl, so we're good to go. You don't even know who Jakob Poeltl is?
I do know who
He's making life miserable right now for the Joker.
Well, I went to
miserable.
You remember the movie Master of Disguise with Dana Carvey?
Yeah.
Turtle. That's every time I hear Poeltl. When you say Jakob Poeltl, that's what I think about.
You think of that?
I think of
that is an obscure movie.
It is.
Yeah.
You could tell I was bored that day.
Yeah.
Look, I like the Sixers, and I still think they're the team to be reckoned with. But if you think this is an indication of who they are, Skip, think about it. 145 in a playoff game? I thought you played defense in a playoff game. And then you gave up.
Everybody respects Brooklyn as well-coached, young, hungry, talented, and they got annihilated. They got blown off the floor in the third quarter because that's what this team can be.
I got Brooklyn up next game.
Do you?
I give you Philly. I got Nets.
How many points do
I know you ain't get nothing.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
We'll see. Okay, how about this matchup? Will the Thunder pull the upset in Portland tonight? Maybe a bet there? I don't know. We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. The Thunder are a 2-point underdog in tonight's Game 2 against the Blazers. Portland won Game 1 by 5 points behind 30 from Damian Lillard. So, Shannon, what shot do you give OKC tonight?
They got a great shot. I'm still taking Portland to win this game. Paul George didn't shoot the ball particularly well. Russ hadn't shot the ball well all year long. But they got a 2018 game, 20 points, 18 rebounds from Enes Kanter, who was huge for them. So I'm going to take them in a close ball game. I say they win by 3 to 4 points.
Unfortunately, I am with you. I would like to see Oklahoma City win this series. It's looking dismal because the Thunder, the new Thunder, go as Paul George goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other night, he turned back into more George Paul.
See,
every time I look up, he's got an ice bag on his shoulder, and I don't know how bad it is, but it must be pretty bad because he's shooting it poorly.
Well, you see all the cupping. He's been getting cupping. He's been trying to do everything to release some of that pressure.
He is now the primary scorer and the primary defender for this team. And I know Russ does this, that, and the other, but they go as he shoots.
You're right.
Because he can defend like crazy. He had 4 steals the other night, but he was 4 of 15 from 3. It's just not good enough.
8 for 24 overall. And that's the thing, Skip. I think he should be Defensive Player of the Year. Well, given what he's done, he's been there virtually all year with the exception of the last couple of games. He missed a few games here and there. But I would vote him Defensive Player of the Year over Rudy Gobert, over Kawhi, because he's been unbelievable. But Russ has to do a better job of shooting the basketball, Skip.
Well, he
lead
never
a three. Can he not shoot? He needs to take a page from Joel Embiid. No threes.
No threes?
No threes.
I don't know if he's going to listen.
No, he ain't.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports. One of one.